Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and most. And joining me are my friends, Matt, Dan, Kara, Olive, and Ari. What?
He's just holding the 3D prints now.
Dan always passes things in this direction. Even, yeah.
I'm going to give it to Joe, who's doing our intro right now.
Put it on the floor.
Yeah.
Here, I'll bring up our music a little bit more high level here. Okay. A couple of things. We are going to play Starfinder tonight, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements.
Oh, shit.
I know, guys, just so you know, we're going to play Starfinder.
Fuck, I gotta get my character.
Everybody put your taxes away. We're doing Starfinder tonight.
I'm joking, but fuck.
We all tell stories together every week and have been since 2019. Over 120 sessions of Campaign 1, more than a dozen one-shots, a pair of some-shots, and all 80-something other sessions of our original of this original Starfinder campaign is on YouTube at Alberon RPG, where we re-air weekly sessions every Sunday. You can also find us on Instagram at Alberon RPG for more in-depth photos. There's not a lot of stuff on our table, but you can see.
I like my salad.
You can see a salad. Look at that. That's real good content. But
hole.
like which guy?
Holding
Oh yeah, that's Okerman.
What?
Find Okerman. You can check us out tomorrow night.
Cat
But
with a D12.
Instagram at Alberon RPG. We have a lot of encounter maps. We have handouts. We have all kinds of things. You can see them in much greater detail at Alberon RPG on Instagram. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be Courts of Everest, our original D&D campaign. That is picking up right after a level up where the 5th edition group has caught up to the campaign that began about a year ahead of it.
We did it.
Yeah.
Wait.
We're more,
I'm
emotionally engaged in this
the problem.
campaign.
Yeah. Yes. So that happened last week. You can join us tomorrow when we get into a little bit more of the Magiocracy of the Rising Storm, it would seem. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then with that is all the announcements that we have for the week. And it is time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5.
That has the
Mosaic Team 5. Last we played, you spoke to Chief Orion Massacorp, head of mission control for all of the Mosaic teams. He told you not much was known about your origins, Shade, but they did have a brochure from the merchant that you were purchased from, and they provided a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy to you from Datsun Salvage. You then departed to the Drift and your new black and gold painted starship.
Woo.
The black a little bit less even than perhaps desired, but a relatively decent job by Gibbs all around. Shade piloted you rapidly through the Drift, faster than almost ever before. The coordinates transmitted to you by the USR to rogue planet RP32490A-143. You arrived and turned off all non-critical systems before departing in the shuttle towards the rogue planet. Scans found the lone crash GPF Tendon Slicer class interceptor fairly easily, and what's more, it read relatively low levels of life forms around.
Sorry.
You landed to investigate, with Gibbs spotting a corpse nearby. You found signs of a crash and an attempt to set up a rescue equipment. You ascertained that this ship was set to self-destruct once the ignition core was reinserted into the actual console itself. But you couldn't quite find the console Shade. Gibbs, When you found a corpse of a Drow GPF pilot, you decided to investigate. And when you turned it over, found that most of its face had been drilled away, along with elements of its neck, using your binoculars to great effect. Life signs began to flood the area, and Echo, you noticed on the shuttle scanner swarm drones as they burst forth from beneath the layer, swarmed up to the top to attack Shade and Gibbs. Shade, you took significant damage, and Gibbs, you found yourself in bad position until hurrying orders from Spise allowed you to escape. You blasted off with Echo flipping the shuttle, throwing many of you into the ceiling as they did so, and firing off the light laser at one of the creatures who, despite a gaping hole in their chitinous exoskeleton, managed to survive. You made a plan with this new info that you acquired. Land, or at least hover right next to the downcraft with Bubbles, Gibbs, and Shade, planting tethers before hauling free from the actual ground itself. Who was it? It was
Spise.
It was Spise?
Yeah.
Wasn't Gibbs there?
Was giving us the hurrying action.
I did nothing productive,
Gibbs
at all.
watched.
Yeah.
Gibbs watched.
Gibbs provided visual and emotional support.
Yeah, I was just cute.
That is true.
Yeah, you just paid
So
me to
you
be there.
began this plan with expert piloting from Echo, bringing you right up to the ship. In this moment, you realize that the swarm drones were not attacking, but a much larger life form was closing in from the distance. A swarm annihilator, a living piece of artillery like a horrifying beetle, lumbered forwards, trying to get a clear shot around a ridgeline. You managed to flee at the very last second, the Shade diffusing the self-destruct even as this creature got a single shot off on your shuttle, almost destroying it.
Yep,
That was bad.
tragic.
But you were able to use the craft to track down the other four, and as you approached, hovering above a cave where they seemed to take refuge, you found that they were arranged in a defensive ring around a ship bearing an unusual name.
Yeah.
The Deer Spice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And that is where we begin this evening.
So I believe I'm in the tendon slicer providing a feed of
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
the ship.
And we're on the director?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are back, like up in space. Shade is
Super far. It was like what? 15
pretty good
minutes?
distance because you guys have shut down your systems, and so you're just kind of back off. It's like 15 minutes. Yeah, it's not,
Okay.
not like forever.
Okay.
It's far enough that if combat were to begin, I mean, there's no chance that they would arrive before it ended.
Do you think we should like move a little closer, like park above like that thing?
At the very least, we should maintain position above the craft.
Yeah. Vroom vroom.
Are we
We're 15 minutes
Does the
away.
tendon
Aboard the
slicer have
director?
sensors?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Oh,
saying
that's
it
right.
does, and so
Shade is
I
on
sent you a
that.
link
so
to
I'm
it.
saying the
But the
director should
tendon
go.
slicer has
Combat starts.
short-range advanced sensors.
Okay.
Echo's gonna maneuver the director since
Okay.
Captain
Gibbs is gonna
in
help.
absence.
Okay. So you throw the power into the various systems that were shut down. The director comes to life, and you begin to maneuver in that direction. What are you doing while you wait for them to...
So I was gonna look up the range of the sensors to try and get a little closer to see if I can pick up anything on the sensors within the ships without going into the cave. But because the way that I see it right now, the 4 ships are right at the mouth of the cave, essentially, in this horseshoe formation.
Make a perception check.
Real quick, while Matt's just doing that,
Yeah.
without interrupting Matt things, I'm just gonna say, Director, can you just keep a sensor aware for any incoming ships if there's anyone that comes in our vicinity?
I will direct my sensors skyward.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With the Dirty 20, you look out and you see a couple of things actually do pick up your interest. The entire area of ground in front of these ships does look disturbed in a way that is not conducive to ships hovering over top. It doesn't look like it was just disturbed from the ships. There's something else going on there.
The creatures that we encountered before, there was signs, I think last week there were signs that they had been in the
Certainly,
area
yeah.
as well.
There's those. These seem a little bit different. This seems to be more intentional. But then beyond that, you see these 4 ships all arranged to be very much a protective ring. They go wall to wall in this cavern. And you also note it's really set up in such a way that the ceiling over top pinches down, and so you could get relatively close to them, but you couldn't actually fly over the ships themselves. Even with your interceptor, that would be a little too tight.
So it's like two interceptors, less than two interceptors tall.
Yeah, they wedge them in here, and that's pretty good piloting all around. And then I would also say you see beyond all of this, and it's a relatively dark cave. You saw some glimmers of starlight iron before, but you recognize that the glimmers that you are seeing are not reflecting light from outside. There is a faint trace of light that is coming from well beyond the ship.
Like inside the cave?
Yes. And in fact, in noticing that, you look back at the ship and there is no light coming from the ship. This big ship is just dead.
Sensors don't pick up anything if I get like closer.
With a 20, as you get closer, you do pick up life forms within this ship.
How many? Does it say?
It's indeterminate, but at least 3.
Okay.
And at one point that separates to 4, and that gives you the sense that it's probably groups of creatures, or it's hard to tell, but it does seem to be changing, and so it's not a precise number.
Okay. I'm gonna calm to the rest of the group. I've picked up sensors of at least 4 life forms.
And that's on the Deer Spice ship, and then there's
Correct.
4 GPF in a ring around it.
Correct.
So presumably they've left these ships and now all of them are like, or something else happened, but the 4
Or-
ships are empty, like as far as
You haven't like
sensors.
gone window to window, but for sensors, yeah, nothing on.
Let's go down there and say fucking hi, because these people clearly know me.
So with the director, you fly down, and for what it's worth, Bubbles, the director doesn't pick up any kind of ships flying by. You guys seem to be pretty alone here. You were worried previously about there being USR involvement, but as far as you can see, or GPF involvement, pardon me, but you haven't seen any aside from the ship that Shade has, and the ones that are, right down the mouth of the cave.
So the markings at the entrance of the cave, which way is the dirt piled? Is it piled like it was something moved out of the cave, or piled like something moved
We're
into
not
the cave?
down there yet.
We're
right?
seeing it through his stream though.
So when you arrive,
Okay.
taking the 15 minutes and getting in there, you can make a perception check. Go ahead.
Echo would have
we
parked
do?
the director still like directly above the spot, but enough to like kind of. Echo doesn't want to take the director down to the planet
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
fair.
and wants to take the shuttle.
Yeah.
They would much rather have the shuttle get damaged than the director with all the
Is
planet
there any
killing.
so the cave is presumably some sort of rock formation, right?
So looking at it, the cave itself is just rocks, and there are elements of sand near the top, so that it's sort of like it's bored into the side of like a hill that just becomes like the sweeping over top land top above. This is almost like a shelf that you are looking into. And the cave goes into there. It's all stone. There's no dirt or elements like that.
Yeah. Are there any areas kind of like that to land outside of the cave?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like
Is a lot of that like ravine like terrain, but here and there are spaces where you can definitely land the craft. You can tell that this was a very intentional choice to park the fighters there defensively, because there's other easier places to park.
right. Okay.
So you all arrive, taking the shuttle down. It's in rough shape. The repair drone had like begun cleaning away elements that were damaged, and so if possible, it actually looks worse than it did before. But you take it down. The repair drone almost seems to protest, but you take it. And
Sad Wally noises.
The part that got damaged, the shields that got damaged were the forward shields, aft shields?
Rear. Because weren't we running away, I thought?
yeah, it would be the aft shields.
Yes, the aft shields are gone.
Bub's just gonna take Spice's hand and just do the thumb thing.
Okay. Make a perception.
Tell me what I see, my friend. 1,000,000. 17 plus 15 is 20,
30.
32. Plus 1 for the binoculars is 33.
The binoculars
I'm
are so
unstopular. It's
funny.
my gag this week.
Unstopular. I love that word. I know it wasn't intentional, but I love that
There
word.
you go.
So you looking out now, woof, big Coke bottles. You look out and somehow these work better than Shade's eyes. You do get a sense that beyond this ship, is a set of dual lamped halogen floodlights that seem to be illuminating something beyond. You can't see what the big ship itself is blocking whatever seems to be lighting it. But I would say with that check, you see that this lamp is connected to some kind of a generator that is puttering away in the back as well. And you can tell that the nature of the ground outside is two different things. First, immediately outside the cave, you see signs of these swarm drones that you fought, the signs of digging in the ground and little feet, hooves. But further in, you see very distinct signs that look like some kind of farming or irrigation, something that has been dug and placed
Oh,
in lines or rows.
you're gonna love these. You're gonna love these people. They like to farm too.
Yes.
The deer spice.
Yes.
Spelling.
DEAR. I love the idea of it being like a venison deer.
They like barbecue.
We make assumptions.
Deer spice. We sell deer
It's
spice.
Emerald Lagasse, and he's just. I love that.
We make assumptions.
It's
Yes,
just a
that's
spice
fair.
It is,
merchant
it
who
is spice
specializes
spelled
in
like
deer.
our
Yes.
spice.
And that is what makes it so distinct.
Okay.
DEAR space and then spice spelled with an S, which is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Want to
Maybe
make sure
they're
it wasn't just
dyslexic.
spiced venison and like. I never know.
So just to be clear, the 4 ships that are surrounding the deer spice are the GPF ships that we need.
Now that you can see this spice, you can see exactly what's going on in much better detail than most people. So these ships are arranged in a defensive perimeter. Make a cultures check. Take a +6 conditional modifier, and this is reflective of your time in the GPF.
Don't mind if I do.
Nope.
Okay, 18 plus 6 plus 12. So, fuck. Okay.
So that's 18 plus.
Plus 6.
18 plus 6. Okay, 36?
But like pinched in much more on the sides.
Yeah, but
36?
36.
Very nice.
it's
That's
like
good
that,
for
but
Starfinder
tighter
numbers.
knit. Cause,
So
like,
you
I'm not
know
gonna draw it.
that this is a defensive ring that is set up by an escort squadron, and the way in which it is set up takes a lot of resources because you understand that in front of the ships there's a 100-foot deep ring of landmines that are placed so that there is roughly a density of 1 per meter. That's pretty standard for the GPF. And in fact, with that roll, you remember that these are probably FM-15 deployment drones that are laying these mines. And in fact, Gibbs, as like Spice is looking around and you follow Spice's eyes, in the very, very corner, almost unseeable, there is like shoved face first into the cave wall, a very Wall-E looking drone. Very box-like. You can see it has these little clamper arms. But that thing seems to be almost dead. That plants things that are called FM-15 double Ds, which are these fragmentation mines. And so that has been set up directly out front. You would also know that the reason for those ships being set up in that way is because on the other side of the ships, there is another line, and this has additional mines, but not so much like the ones that are in front. The ones behind are quantum repositioning mines, and those fire you back into the minefield. And so to deploy all of this is very expensive, and the GPF would only do this to protect a high value asset, something like a very important person. I would say you had never even really had the experience to do this because it never came up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the deer spice has mines all around it, but the double Ds are in between the fan of GPF ships, and then behind it is the repositioning mines.
So it goes
It's like this.
mines, spaceships, repositioning mines, deer spice. And so it's set up so that first
in
you
a
have to
row?
walk through the mines, then you have to go past the ships. And you don't know, but oftentimes pilots
But, like,
will individually
much tighter.
do things to keep their ships safe. And then beyond the ships, there are these quantum repositioning mines that are designed to shunt you back into the minefield.
And what's the radius on that? You said it's a 100 meter.
100. It's 100 feet forwards and
100
20
meter
feet back.
Would you relay this to us?
Yeah, Spise will just be like, with her augmented eyes, you can see them just like twitching side to side, and then she's just kind of relaying it as she sees it.
And actually, Spice, one more thing. With that
Yeah.
check, you see even beyond that, around the deer spice itself, it's hard to see because there's been stuff kind of placed on top of it to make it very distinctly, or very distinct, make it very indistinct. There is a trench that has been dug. And you can barely see it, but you know that it's probably close to 6 feet deep. And the reason that it was easy to cover is because it's full of barbed wire. This is a additional line of defense, and that's pretty substantial. That's something that is a step above anything that you've ever heard of.
The ships are the smaller craft are facing towards the deer spice or away?
Away.
Oh.
Very much a defensive line.
So, the covering of the cave,
Yes.
all of this is happening under rooftop.
Correct.
Oh.
So floor is lava, but the we can't fly directly over, so we just have to like climb on the roof.
Do we have to come and like drill down into the...
Ooh, mole style.
We
There's-
do not have this resources.
There's
for that.
these are all great options if you have the resources for them. Yeah.
What if
But
we
you
Get
guys
to
are
make it.
you guys are thinking in
Is this
tabletop
correct?
RPG.
Do grenade scramblers work for landmines?
Make an engineering check.
As Kara's just doing that quick check, Bobby's just gonna look at Spice's
The
face
only
and,
thing
and see how
is
her
this the
face kind of
ship?
changes to more
This
serious
might
as
be
she
there,
like
but
kind
I
of
didn't
starts
do that
repeating like military kind of thoughts and words.
Wait, say that one more time.
Engineering?
Your just facial expression changes a little bit.
You said an 18?
No, I asked if it was engineering.
Engineering, yes.
29.
A 29. With a 29, you know that it works for most. You would imagine the nature of the quantum repositioning, that doesn't sound so much like a grenade. It sounds more like a trap, and so that probably won't get scrambled.
Mostly the frag grenades.
But
that
yeah,
people use.
and I mean, you don't know strictly speaking, but what Spice is describing sounds very much like a frag grenade set into like a mine kind of mode.
I do have one item that could potentially help to diffuse one layer of defense. It will not assist us when dealing with the double Ds or with the quantum repositioning landmines.
Those seem like the biggest threat, don't they, though?
Yeah, what's your idea?
We also need to be aware that there are life forms still alive within the cave. Anything
the
that we
ship,
do
right?
will alert them to our presence.
Assuming that we are not able to get around the line of defense stealthily, which is a big if, considering. And Echo just like gestures before realizing that Shade isn't with them. But I do have a grenade scrambler, which would give us a small window to access the other lines of defense.
Oh, that's great.
Not truly.
Oh,
It is a small chance and a small window. It will not disable all of them. It will disable some of them.
Would we know which ones are disabled, or is then it just Russian roulette? Because that would be more dangerous than knowing that we can't touch any of them.
I'm not sure what Russian roulette is, but yes.
3, 2, 1. And Spice does the like spin and finger guns.
Bubs has often mentioned this from Western movies. Yes, it is like Russian roulette.
Nice. I mean, I could clear a line through them, but not elegantly by any means. I think our best bet is, can we climb on the ceiling? You have jetpacks, right?
yeah.
Could you
Spice,
carabiner us?
who do you think would be in the deer spice?
I don't know. Can I do a...
Make a
Some
culture
kind of
check. Yeah,
check.
absolutely. Taking a look at this ship right off the bat, this is not standard GPF kind of stuff.
Yep.
You don't see, this is not like a Panlick Yards kind of drow craft.
Okay, culture. So that's 29.
29. 29.
29 is the theme for the
Cultures is
So
one of my
close.
highest stats that I have.
It's still really good. So You don't recognize
This one for the
exactly what kind
goggles?
of craft this is, nor do you recognize maybe the well, I think with that check you recognize the kind of colors, pale orange, yellow, and bronze markings along the relatively otherwise like just raw steel hull.
Can you repeat those colors?
Pale
Yes.
orange, yellow, and bronze.
Pale
Oh,
orange, yellow, and bronze. This is a company that is called the Siglasili Corporation.
huh?
Siglasili Corporation. And with the 29, it bothers you that you know that because you have no idea what they do.
Yeah.
But that name, you've seen that before, and beyond that, you have an association in that name with home.
Which one? Akaton or Castrovel?
Castrovel.
Okay.
It's something from early
Okay.
in your, maybe even in your childhood.
Oh,
but
shit.
you remember this from Castrovel. And so probably a Castrovel-based company, but you have no idea what it does. Typically, when you know a company, you know why. It's associated with the military, or it's
Right.
associated with gambling, or
Yep.
it's associated with another interest. But this, no idea.
Spelling for the Siglasili Corporation?
Siglasili is Siglassili. It's hard to read the I's and the L's and the.
Yeah.
I just do all my notes phonetically.
So I do that also. I have a little. Yeah,
Pronounce
my
this.
notes are very long.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you could tell. You don't know who owns this. You're. I mean, it's a pretty big corporation. Probably. You don't know much about it.
I think if it has my name on the side of the ship, we are more than welcome. So I think we should go over the comms. I'll say I'm Captain Spicy Mido here to save you, and hopefully they can help us to the other side.
Oh yeah, babe, it's probably like a gift for you or something like that.
I would think so. Look at the
I-
name on the side of that ship.
I support that too.
There are many assumptions being made
not.
here.
Agreed.
Well, it says Dear Spice on it.
It's a note for me. It's a love letter from across space, from Bubbles.
Do you know this?
Well, I didn't.
Thank you, hon.
Bubs just like it's flushed that.
While I
Would it
disagree,
then not be wise, instead of just knocking on the door?
Knocking on the the landmines.
Does the ship appear to have any functionality?
From what you saw, it's dark.
it's like totally off, right?
Yeah, not just totally off. This is like the power is dead.
Oh, so it's like non-functional.
So
It
those
is
life
metal.
forms.
Right.
But the generator is on, correct?
There is whoever had the really good perception check, they saw there was a generator hooked
With
up
my
to like a
binoculars.
floodlight
Floodlight,
way
yeah.
back
I remember
behind the
floodlights.
craft.
You didn't say was it on the floodlights or was it?
Well, the floodlights.
One of the
are on.
flights,
Oh,
yeah, the
so there
lights
is-
The
were on.
generator is theoretically powering the lights, not
Right.
the ship.
That
The
seems to
ship
be
seems to be inoperable.
But
So
we could
there is
also.
no chance for getting a hail through.
Couldn't we just
Oh.
There
speaker
is-
system it? Go out there with a boombox? Why does it have to be all technology?
Because if we were to let off a loud transmission in the vacuum of space, no one would hear it.
Oh,
Oh.
I keep forgetting about this
I
vacuum
like that
space
your
thing.
first idea is U.S. Marines. Let's go blast communication to people.
What spice?
I don't know. What did I say? I
I
forget
think
already.
We're just fucking
While I
around.
disagree with the logic, I do think that it may be prudent to attempt a more diplomatic resolution, given the circumstances.
I do not see how it would be safe or prudent to do otherwise.
It literally says.
It could be spiders inside though. Like it might not even be people. We might like open up the like hull and it's like
It's a trap. Or it's they're
just a
trapped in
nest.
there.
Yeah.
The
Whoever-
hostages are trapped.
The spiders would most likely not let us through the lines of defense. Being spiders,
right. But at least then we could hear like over the clicking like
There's a very low probability that it's spiders, given the intricate nature of the traps and defensive.
I'm just saying the
positioning.
traps could happen and then spiders. Like
Okay. Question about how mines work.
Yeah.
If you set one mine off, does that set all the rest of the mines off?
In this range, probably, right?
No, so the specific reason that this is set up like this, the 1 meter density is designed so that it doesn't set off other mines. That would kind of like clear big swaths of the minefield. You don't
Right.
want that. You want to take out one person per mine.
we don't want to
And
play
if-
Minesweeper.
And preferably you're taking out multiple people per mine. And so that plays a role in the spacing as well.
so question about how mines work.
Yeah.
how much pressure does it seem like it will have to take? Like, could we not just throw a boulder down it?
So
like
very
in a line?
interestingly, and that's a very good point. And Spice, you would actually know about this. These are anti-personnel mines. And so to a certain extent, as long as you don't have, if you have too much weight on them, you could, in theory, pass over them. If they are on a soft surface, I mean, there's a lot of things that could make that not work. So that's a pretty risky gamble. But yeah, they're designed very much to not go off if a tank goes over and then take the infantry out behind. So that's like, that's an interesting thought.
What if we all get in the guns and we shoot ourselves into the cave?
We would then destroy the ships that we are hoping to liberate.
We would also be incinerated by the fire.
And
But-
we would destroy any life form that is on the deer spice.
But here's the thing, right? If we're gonna go through a diplomatic approach, Bubbles has a jetpack. You and Bubbles could just like, what the?
Also, Spice
like, knock
just
on the
like
door.
reaches on the ceiling, casts it here, and like lifts her feet off the ground.
So jealous. Wish I could do.
Doesn't work. And Spice will like also adhere to one of your hands.
I have the feeling that if I were to wait mechanically one more level, I would be able to run across the ceiling.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
But we
Echo.
would have to leave, get
I can
another
also,
bounty, and
I
come
have
back.
clinging hands. I can do that too.
Yeah, but you also have a jetpack, so maybe you should give your jetpack to Gibbs.
They're integrated into my legs.
We'll unintegrate them. You're a fucking engineer. Take them off.
That would
You don't
Or
need
I just am
legs.
your backpack from now on.
approximately 4.5 hours for me to
Guys,
complete.
I suppose I can wait here.
Guys, I think these are all great ideas, but I am worried about the GPF coming into this area, so we gotta
is-
decide something soon.
Incredibly unusual that we were sent here by the USR to retrieve supposedly crashed vessels, only to find a highly defensive position guarding something that was not supposed to be here.
Ooh, and we're not gonna tell those people in the ship that we're here for their ships, right?
We're here to save them, obviously.
Yes.
Is that not what we're here for?
It seems as if they may not need saving, but are perhaps waiting for something.
I do not know.
But why would they not
we
have
are making
reported in?
assumptions about why they are taking a defensive position.
Let's go
After
ask.
all, the ship has crashed, or seems to have crashed, onto this planet, with no possible way of getting off of it. And there are many things that have wanted to kill us. Perhaps they just do not wish to die.
Now I'm thinking, I didn't think I had a bad relationship with the GPF until recently. Maybe it's the GPF guarding my ship. That's Dear Spice.
Did you have a ship near Deer Spice?
No, my ship was called something else that I forget.
Oh.
Spice, you have a
Oh,
terrible
no, I remember.
relationship
Yeah,
with
they
the
didn't even give you a
GPF.
job reference.
I was aboard the Void Eater. May it rot in the drift.
That is a terrible place for a ship to rot. It
Also, the
causes
GPF
many-
doesn't like name it after you.
Anyway, we should
Yeah.
probably go down and come
So-
up with some sort of solution.
Backpack, jetpack, girlfriend, jetpack.
I suppose I wait here then.
No.
No, I'll adhere myself. I'll spider climb on the ceiling, and then Echo and Bubbles.
Perhaps it would be wise to attempt to communicate with them before entering the
Yep,
cave.
that's what I do.
Boombox.
But
can't
how
do
would
that.
we do that?
Yeah,
Vacuum
how?
of space.
It is possible that they have personal comms. If we can get within range of those.
Oh,
we
if
could-
they're 120 feet away, I can reach them with my telepathic fucking spy.
Me too.
I can read their fucking minds.
Okay.
Echo just
Yeah,
like brings
Spice
the
and
shuttle
Gibbs like
down
sit
closer to
down and
Planet's
like
side.
Spice starts twitching her.
I bring out
antennas.
my mind link circuit.
I look
That's how I
for-
get telepathy.
Safe area for both my ship and the directive.
Yeah.
Directive is
land.
hovering. We're taking the shuttle.
Yeah, you,
Or to
for the shuttle,
for
easily,
the shuttle,
yeah,
yeah,
very easily.
for the
But
shuttle.
Even for the
and
Directive Zero, there's big
somewhere
like
that
mesas that you
will-
could use.
more than likely not, like raise the presence of
Bugs.
any bugs or anything again. Like,
So what are the criteria
like
that you're using for
bedrock,
that?
something that's not gonna like make
Yeah,
noticeable
yeah.
tremors.
So a more sturdy kind of structure.
yeah, something that's maybe like a little
very
elevated,
easily.
something.
Only like 160 feet off, probably northwest. I have to do every time I do that. I have to do never eat slimy worms, or else I can't remember.
Soggy waffles for me, man.
Interesting.
We need
don't wanna
something
eat
that
either
isn't
of those,
sandy, that doesn't thump a whole lot, so it won't attract big bugs.
But also
the big
close,
bugs
so
did
that we
come.
can fuck off if we need to.
Sure, and it's 160 feet away. It's northwest, and it is like a mesa-like structure. And you could set both down across and still have space on either side. So very much and relatively easy to come down as well.
I'm gonna ping the coordinates for Echo to land, and then also go to land.
I have another last idea. What if we attract the raptors, have them set off the mines, and then we go across the mines that they've already killed themselves on?
So I think there's evidence that the raptors were already at that like cliff face, like the cave face. They might have already like noted that this is no bueno.
Oh, so the
There
raptors know
were
not to
strange
step.
markings near the front.
And the
of
Wally
full
bot
vessels.
will redig mines,
Oh.
so it could have like they could have already done that. I mean, we could try, but like then we might be fighting two enemies. Is my only thought.
Okay. Yep. Never
It
mind.
also loses any chance of diplomacy.
Are we close enough for
Why?
Spice to do the
Setting.
telepathy?
Yeah. Are we 120 feet?
So if you land, you're 160 feet from the cave mouth, which puts you about 20 feet away from the beginning of the minefields, which puts you 120 feet away, roughly from the ship. So no, you're probably about 300 feet away.
Fuck.
Are we able? Is there a way that we can hover within the range?
Ooh, it's like the cave top.
That's a good question.
Yes, Matt, love that.
Yeah. So if you wanted, now you want to land on bedrock. So yeah, you could hover right above where the ship is. Like if you think about it, right above on the z-axis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely could. Now you could get within 80 feet by doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Echo brings the shuttle to hover over where the deer spice is.
Okay. So on your way to the landing zone, you take a quick pit stop. You get really close to this place, but
A diplomatic pit stop.
I guess I'll just
let it stop.
be ready to defend if something goes wrong.
Okay.
When they
You just kind of fly a perimeter, keeping this
Mine is not much
Clear.
feet.
ready to engage
You're
with
on your
anyone who makes themselves known. If we
I
need
think
to.
Spice like scuttles down to the bottom of the ship, like the dredges, the like bottom cargo bays, and it's like leans her antenna as like close to the bottom of the ship as possible.
We need to get like
one of those
little grabber
Verizon
arms that you
commercials,
can
can
stick
you
your
hear me?
Yeah,
eyes
and then
into.
she's like, I know that there's 4 beings, so she reaches her mind out
At least 4.
as far as she can. And with my new feat, telepathic spy,
Nice.
there's a DC 20 sense motive check, but if I succeed by 5 or more, I glean 3 pieces of information about communication. Its general nature, the emotional state of the sender or recipient, blah 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 blah.
And this is which?
It's called telepathic spy, and it's a feat that telepathic people can take.
Make your check.
It's DC 20.
Okay.
Sense motive. Let me pull up my sense motive. I hope I have an extra D6 for this, and I do. Fucking yes.
So for what it's worth.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So
How are we doing over there?
this says.
Plot relevancy.
Sorry.
DC equals 10 plus half your level plus your charisma
No.
mod.
So what I'm looking at is, so the actual text says, when a creature within range of your telepathy uses telepathy, receives telepathic communication, or employs a mind-reading effect, you notice their attempt with a successful DC 20 sense motive check.
But you can detect thoughts, can't you?
Yes,
If you
so
succeed
if
by
that
5 or
doesn't
more,
work,
you glean 3 pieces of information about the communication, but there is no communication that's happening.
So if other people are using telepathy, you can
Then
basically
I know.
like listen
Okay.
in on them.
And if you send a telepath message to them, then you can do it if they send one back to you.
Yeah.
okay.
But that's interesting. So
We're learning about telepathy.
make your
metagame
sense motive
now.
check.
So if I have to, so I'll reach out to them first, so they receive my communication, and then they can.
And then they can be
respond
like,
if they need
what?
to.
And then you can be like, got him.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or
I thought
would it
that-
make it easier to
I thought, let's
detect
just do it.
thoughts?
so make your sense motive check because you said you were doing it, so you do it.
Yeah.
So make a sense motive check, and then afterwards, if nothing happens, then you can try to send them a telepathic message and do that.
So the sense motive was a fucking 16.
A 16.
So
Pizza pizza?
yeah, is it a pizza?
You have no idea. As you try to use this ability, the nature of the stone on the outside and the ship between you
Rocks are hard.
seems to be standing between you getting any real information. You get nothing.
Okay, so then Spice is going to just project with her mind out in hope that she reaches the creatures, because I assume she can't even tell if they're...
Make your sense motive check
the
again.
spiders.
The DC does go up by 2, so this is now a 22 DC.
Well, no, I'm just talking to them now.
yeah,
is
but
it
you're.
okay?
Yeah, I mean, so you just want to talk to them?
Yeah, I'm gonna send... It's okay
Like-
if it's one way.
Okay, what is the range on telepathy for you?
120
Okay.
feet.
So you extend your consciousness and you reach out, and what are you sending out?
She's gonna go, hey there, Captain Spicy Meadow here. We're gonna come rescue you. I noticed that your ship is called Dear Spice, and Spice is here. And if I don't get a response, I just assume that was just because I failed the check.
You don't get a response, but you do get a feeling. And it is a very unsettling feeling.
Oh shit.
You have the feeling of being watched, and it's weird. You've never felt that way through telepathy before. It's almost like the feeling of hearing somebody on the other end of the line. You're not sure if they hung up or not, but then you just barely hear.
So I hear like a breath. And then Spice will like take her mind out of it and go, that was not what I wanted. That was weird and scary. I didn't get a response back. I just got a...
Ooh. I get some of those sometimes, and that's when you know you've said something fucked up.
Whoops. Shit. Well, get ready for combat, everybody,
You go and
because
land
we're
the
going in
craft.
it.
But
Or arm yourself.
I love the gumption.
Shade, in seeing Echo make the shuttle land, you go over and you can land the craft as well. And now all of you are aboard this mesa, and if you want, you can make your way out and towards this craft after making the appropriate preparations for being in space.
Echo, what's the range of your grenade scrambler?
The effect, you mean?
Yes.
30 feet radius, but unfortunately, that will not cover every single line.
Right.
But we only need a 5-foot path to walk.
It's true, but we do not know if it will affect all of the mines.
Oh, right. That's the
It
problem.
may affect some of them.
The most ideal situation would be to enter at the edge of the mouth of the cave, avoiding most of the minefield and getting as close as possible before getting into range.
That is assuming the minefield does not stretch to either side of the cave entrance.
That's correct.
Are
That is a
my...
heavy assumption.
And Spice, you
is.
know that it does. That's actually, and so like this is military doctrine, and this is actually copied from NATO's military doctrine. So it's pretty comprehensive. I read like 60 pages to put the GPF stuff together. So yeah, it's very much designed to do that. In larger areas that are kind of encompassing like this, you do overlapping minefields, so you don't have to plant the entire space, but there's still like there's no way to walk straight without walking into one. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of stagger.
So it's
around
like
that.
three-dimensional.
It's like fanned
net.
out in an arc of just
If you think of like a
mines.
bullseye, it's like the top half of that kind of stretched out in the
and then
front
just
of
like
the.
scatter.
So sorry, I don't
well,
have
not
but all-
scatterplot,
it's
but
like- it's
arranged
not
in a way
like-
that it's impossible to miss.
Right, so no matter what, we can come in from the top, from the side, from no matter what, we're gonna hit a mine, no matter what.
Unless we go
Along the ceiling.
along.
And,
so
and it's
Okay.
too narrow
Right.
along the ceiling for your ship to go in, so that's why you would have to go like
is there like
spider walking.
is there
in,
like
you
a
know?
cliff? Like this is where the mouth of the cave is. Is there like sheer cliff face along?
It's not quite sure, but yeah, there's like stone coming down,
okay.
rounded elements.
So places that we could presumably climb and
Yeah,
like,
oh,
scale
absolutely. It
across
wouldn't
to
be
get over.
super easy, but yeah, you
Right.
could definitely do it.
Okay.
There's no wind here either, and so that definitely helps.
Yeah.
And I have clearance if I wanted to just hover.
We need to assume that they are aware of our presence now. given-
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
And if they were like friendly goobers, I think that they would have like, hey friends, turning off the mine.
Well, I'm kind of thinking maybe they're not someone who speaks any of the languages that I speak, because I introduced myself in common. I'm starting to think that maybe they're creatures and not people.
Spiders? I don't know what language spiders speak.
Closer.
Make
Yeah.
a sense motive check.
Which one? Me?
You.
Nice.
Oh, much better than last time. 29.
That feeling of unease,
That's the number.
that wasn't somebody like just listening on the phone. That was predatory. And that makes you feel
Okay.
very much like it might have been creatures like the ones that you've encountered before.
Yeah, it's definitely. You guys remember the cave spiders that we fought on the asteroid? It's giving me it wants to eat us vibes.
If
I
that's
must
the case.
apologize. I thought that the spider comments were jests.
It was a joke to start, but now it's reality. That's how these things work.
I dislike this.
Yeah.
At about this point, you see the little blue light that indicates that the director is paying attention kind of go off in the room. Where are you guys meeting to discuss?
We're on the cave front, I thought.
Are you going
Yeah,
to cave
we're,
front?
we're
Yeah,
on the
we're
shuttle.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I think we're
We're-
just sitting on the
we've
mesa.
parked now.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's how it.
if we think it's predators
Probably stepped out of the cockpit and we
and we're going into it, our escape route
communicator
is blocked
conversation.
by mines coming out. I like the idea of bringing the spiders to the doorway. Is there any way that we could incentivize whatever spiders living in the ship to come out through the mines?
Can we do like a life science check to see what would draw like a asteroid cave creature out?
Yeah, make a life sciences check. I would say take a -6 conditional modifier as you've researched them previously and don't know a lot about them.
Okay, well we know that they respond well
You
to
said, though,
touch and
that
like
it was
touching the
markings
ground.
that were different than the creatures that we had encountered before, right?
There's two different sets of markings.
Oh, okay.
One of them are the creatures very similar to the creatures that you encountered
And then
before. The other ones are probably
the mine.
Yeah.
The mine machine.
5 minus 6 is -1, bitch.
The only negative numbers we ever get are my strength checks. And you managed it, my friend.
you heard they're like Doritos.
Nice.
Not a sponsor.
We're a club.
So no idea what might bring these creatures out. I mean, when you touched down the first time, they swarmed you, and then you did it again, and they didn't come out at all. And so kind of no idea.
Okay.
No
Guys,
idea.
Okay.
I
like
recommend the. Oh, I apologize, Bubbles.
I like the idea of drawing them out, but there was that really really big scary monster, looked like a worm or something that we saw. It could.
Echo, you have a communication from the director, and it says, "Echo, are you still interested in upgrading the ship systems?"
Yes, Director. Are there siren sapphires down there?
You receive something, and it's not siren sapphires.
What? It's coming off the DM screen here. This is serious.
ship with a bunch of siren sapphires.
I'm never more excited
It's like
for
60
worksheets.
You
bajillion.
pass that over to.
Oh, it's full
Kara,
data
please.
secret.
Well, I mean, it's for you, and you can choose to share it if you want. But you get that as a communication, and the director says, "No, Echo, it is not siren sapphires.
Better?
But this will allow us to create a much more stable system."
It's therapy.
It is most certainly not, and we should not touch it.
What?
But we must acquire it.
What is it?
Yeah.
It appears the GPF is protecting a lethal biomass. This
Biomass?
biomass will enable us to upgrade the Director.
A biomass?
Like-
Indeed.
Can I?
It's a ship mind.
It is not a ship mind.
Like
It is
the creature that we
swarm's
encountered.
biomass.
Oh,
Indeed.
I mean, like the symbiote on.
Wow, what? Weird.
Director, any recommendations for containment?
Holy shit.
Cryo chamber?
Any recommendations for things we currently own for containment?
This seems to be a scientific vessel. There should be containment
Sorry, I'm so
vessels
sorry.
aboard.
So we can contain it.
I go to my med bay and I get out
Will
jars.
Directive Zero is up in orbit.
Okay, 20 minutes.
We do not have time.
I'm just gonna run up to the ship real quick in space.
All right.
So it's
We
in
must assume that containment exists on the ship, but also that the containment has currently been broken, as Spise was able to communicate.
it's likely that the crew was infected.
Indeed, and transport should be considered quite dangerous. However, we do have a cryo chamber, as Gibbs has helpfully pointed out.
The question is getting them to the cryo chamber without becoming infected ourselves.
Ooh.
Getting the biomass to containment in general will be a difficult task.
Oh, that's a good point. I was gonna say, ooh, I'm wearing a spacesuit, but like, be wary of paper cuts, I guess.
Echo just kind of like inspects Gibbs' spacesuit.
Lots of paper cut. No, I'm kidding. Don't take that as canon.
Dead.
So we know we can probably try to contain it, I guess. But how are we gonna get there, guys? We still haven't really come up with an idea.
And how are we gonna get the ships out?
I do enjoy the idea of parkour running. Yes. On the top of the ceiling. And backpack Gibbs. Yes. For I am not the one with the backpack this time.
So, but you're the only one who can't. Oh wait, you backpack Bubs.
Yeah.
And Spice is gonna.
Yeah, I can just walk on my hand across the ceiling. Or walk with my feet across the ceiling.
So it's you who's backpacking with me.
Separately, but yes, I shall be back.
Do you want me? Do you want to be my
I
backpack?
will backpack with Bubbles.
I don't know. I seem like a pretty good option.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's the plan? We go to the ship. Is the priority lethal containment, or are we just trying to hit and run, get in the vessels, get them out, maybe come back for the biomass?
No, I think the biomasses is what we're contacting, and that's what we're getting.
Yes.
It's even though it's a predator,
require-
we can't kill it, but we need to bring it back.
We require both the biomass inside the deer spice as well as the craft surrounding it.
But like,
in the
what's
minefield.
first?
Exactly.
Like, first is get in vehicle and drive out, and then go back for it.
First is dealing with whatever's in the deer spice.
Okay,
Anything we do will probably provoke attacks from them.
that's
Agreed.
true. Okay, I'm good. I'm there.
Okay, it sounds like a plan. Are we ready to do it, guys?
Yeah, I
All
feel
right,
good.
team. Hands in.
Can I duct tape everyone's seams of their spacesuit really quick?
Yeah.
Great.
Is everybody allowing Gibbs
I'm
to
not
duct tape
gonna-
their
No.
doesn't
I mean, Spice doesn't have a hole in hers, but Spice will be like, oh yeah, I think
But
there's
like, you
one
know, like
over
when
here.
surgeons put their gloves on, they then take like tape and like wrap it.
So
Yeah.
around?
Gibbs,
Don't
nobody allows you, but Spice does allow you to. put
Nice.
some-
Like
Extra duct
purely
tape.
aesthetic or
Shade
whatever.
doesn't stop you. It's just Shade doesn't have a spacesuit, so
But
you're
you
just
can
putting
get
a piece of
infected.
tape on his arm.
Oh,
or
shit.
something.
And you do
Echo-
have tape on you now.
Echo fully stops this.
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
but how are
I
you
feel
guys
like I
saving
just
yourself
did.
from infection? Sorry. Before we go, real quick. If you were wearing a spacesuit, your biological components wouldn't be
The
infected.
spacesuits would not have helped whatever creatures were on the vessel prior.
Are you sure?
Yeah, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, when I have a
Yeah,
cough, it's like you're supposed to wear a mask.
What life science check did you do to know that?
Can I medicine
I
check if a
didn't use the
spacesuit
life
would help
science check.
Yeah,
infections?
of course you can.
Can we
Cool.
say we're walking?
Yes.
So at
Fucking
this point, you
close,
guys
yeah.
are right near the mine. If you guys are walking and talking, it's through a minefield.
38.
38. With a 38,
What's
it
gonna
really
help
depends
us?
on the nature of this. So you do not strictly know that this is infectious. You don't know anything about infectivity of this. You haven't seen anything infectious or heard of anything of a disease. So you're realizing that you're making a lot of assumptions there.
Except that it does say contact may cause lethal mutation.
Correct.
So what does that tell me?
No, that's not an infection. An infection,
Yeah, I
very
guess that's
specifically
true.
virus, bacteria, there are things that are living organisms within you. Rampant mutation speaks to radiation.
Could be a death core.
It speaks to things that are also potentially magic and speak of like a more aberrant nature. There are many things that can cause it, but it doesn't really talk about
Guys, this could be magical. That's all I hear.
disease.
Yeah.
Disease doesn't seem so much.
Yeah, that's great, Gibbs.
Cool.
I think I'm good on the duct tape too. But are you guys ready to head out?
I have been for quite some time.
Well, I'm glad we had this chat. We're
It
good.
was a lovely chat.
We
Gibbs.
need to be very cautious. Whatever we are about to encounter is highly lethal.
It's radiolatory. Radiolatory.
If it
Radioactive.
becomes
Radioactive.
Good thing I have a radiation badge, and Spice will high five.
if it becomes
Fellas.
too dangerous, we need to retreat. Do
Back
not
to the shuttle?
prioritize.
Back to where?
Back to the shuttles and off the planet.
Okay.
If it becomes too dangerous, we will not prioritize retrieving this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, how are you making your way into this space?
Spider style.
Okay. So
The best thing to defeat spiders is other spiders.
This is just a ooze.
That's
So who is going which direction here, or which way?
So I think I would like jump jets to the wall,
Okay.
and then clinging hands like along the edge to avoid the mines,
Okay.
and then kind of like drop in from the ceiling onto one of the tendon slicers.
Okay. So that's your approach. Bubbles, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna copy what Shade does because he's a captain.
You can also just fucking fly, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
You're gonna skip the clinging hands
Yeah, I'm gonna
thing.
skip the clinging hand. I mean, like
You're
in
clinging
terms
Fly
of-
along
like
the side of
and
the
you
wall,
can just be like,
and
oh,
then
this
land
is
on a
fun.
tendon slicer.
Yeah,
from
I'm
above.
gonna follow the trajectory.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna be holding Echo, probably like this, so in case Echo needs to like move out.
I'm imagining that you're fireman holding Echo, but Echo is the one that's like this.
Kind of.
And then Echo, you are being carried. Spice, what are you doing? You're spider climbing across.
I'm with Gibbs.
With
No,
the-
I'm on Shade.
Oh, you're. Oh,
So
okay.
it's you two on one. It's you two on one. That leaves one more ship though. If we're landing on the tendon slicers.
We're just landing to like not blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 4.
You're using them as like
Because we
there's no
know that the
mines in
tendon
the-
slicers don't have mines on
So
them.
why don't we just operate the tendon slicers now that we're on them?
Because we want to get and solve the ship problem first. 'Cause
Also,
need to
we
solve
haven't
both.
gotten there yet.
Oh, so-
We're saying what we're doing, and then once we get to the tendon slicers, if shit goes down, we can try to hop in, but they're also probably set to do the thing that the other one was going to do, which was explode as soon as we turn
But there,
them on.
you're right. There is one that somebody's not on.
Right.
Because
Okay.
they buddied up.
So Spice will go.
We're
to the
using
third
them as a
one.
platform.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
guys could even all land on the same one. Well, it would be pretty tight, but you could all land on the same
Yeah.
one.
Right now, we're just
we're
using them as a
Mario jumping.
platform.
They're
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
about 40 feet.
And then we'll see
long,
what
and so
happens, and
it would
then
be
we
tight. You
might
could
try to.
Well,
leave.
Spice will adhere to the ceiling and then
Okay.
drop down onto the third one.
Okay. So I believe with all of that, the only check that would be needed would be Spices.
Okay.
Because you're using adhere.
Yep.
I think technically I would have to make
It's
one if
just
I'm
a
carrying
surface, but
Gibbs.
it would. I don't. It's like a will. Is the cave gonna fight me?
I'm just taking a quick
It's
look
just
at
like your
this here.
strength of like getting the next adhere, I would imagine. Is like because you have to
It
focus.
says
and
it's
pull
like
any
it.
fine.
object free of that
Okay.
surface then requires a strength check against the spell save DC.
But I can also touch it again to unadhere it.
But that means like.
So I'm just like. But
But how are you touching your other hand if this one's
It's my
adhered?
feet.
Oh. How
So
are you
it's
getting your
like-
feet on the ceiling?
one click.
I can
Floor.
get her up on the ceiling to start.
That I'm done.
No. I think this would work. I actually do think that this will work. Yeah. So if
It's
I
like
think
a
it's just-
long way of doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
It is
like
a very
It takes
long
you
way.
like
It's-
20 minutes and we're all
Yes.
like waiting.
You are cantrip walking across.
Yeah,
you are
I
mending
literally-
stone a path across the
It's
valley.
yes,
Well,
it's not cute.
Since I'm assuming Bubs and I get across first,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
since we have to wait for the others to get to where we are,
Make an athletics check.
Um,
Real low DC.
Echo wants to
I
kind of
ignore
just
any increases,
generally
so.
inspect the outside of the ship to see
Make a
if it's
perception check.
in a similar condition.
And I'll try to assist if like if I'm looking at something. I'll try to like fly her closer or like.
Take a +2 conditional modifier.
Nice.
It's like a
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hey, baby.
So we'll start over with Shade with a 30. That's pretty good. I mean, you easily carry Gibbs across and you land on the tendon slicer a little bit after Echo and Bubbles. But Echo and Bubbles, for the two of you, Bubbles, you are able to kind of follow the blue lights of Echo's eyes to really direct you to where you need to fly to bring you to where Echo is looking. And this tandem approach really pays off. You can see quite a few things. First of all, you can read Dear Spice, and underneath that, the class of this vessel is a Barakai class vessel. That is spelled B-A-R-I-C-C-A-E. Excuse me. And there is no power. Not a little power. There is zero power coming to the outside. The emergency lights are not illuminating. And actually, you realize it's not that the emergency lights are not illuminating the viewports. There are no viewports. There is no cockpit. This must be flown by camera. And so the cockpit could be anywhere on the craft, even right in the middle. And I would say with that, you recognize there are areas on the floor and ceiling where this craft has almost been pinched in. And so this was either purposefully wedged in or otherwise maybe the floor or ceiling is shifted in such a way to make it a little bit wedged. You imagine if you restored power, you could pull it out very easily, but it's a little pinched in. You also notice with that check, behind the craft, there are 3 dual-bulbed halogen work lights. One of them is on, and it illuminates a further opening into the cave. And outside that opening, you can see, unlike anything else, and very weird because it's cold out there, this is the vacuum of space,
So June.
it's a little wet. You can see a pale ooze, the color of bleached bone, dripping from the ceiling. The lights are connected to a generator that you can see has similar colors and markings to the ship. So probably from the ship proper. And it is powering that halogen work light.
So to be clear, the ooze is outside of the ship, kind of like on the cave entrance.
Yes. So if you think about the ship, the ooze in the cave entrance is maybe another 30, 35 feet away.
I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding
Yeah.
and visualizing it.
Yeah,
So
separate
further
from the
down near
ship.
the lights.
Correct.
Perfect. Echo, what do you make of this?
It appears that not only has the ooze broken containment, it might never have been contained. This might have been the whole reason for the GPF to be on this rogue planet.
Are you saying they, found the ooze here?
Considering the other species that we have seen, and their swarm capabilities. And this is a swarm biomass. I think that is safe to say yes.
Oh, jeez.
And Echo has the comm link active so that everyone can hear this.
Okay.
Have we landed on the ship now as well?
Yeah. Now all of you are on either between 1 and 3 tendon slicers, depending on how you guys want to.
Can I do a computer sweep to see if there's any black box information or anything from these
Yeah,
ships
make
or
a
anything
computer
like
check.
that? Or just anything from the ships that could give us more information about what happened here? 32.
The interceptors themselves have negligible power.
Ooh, we got a wheel.
In a similar way to the one that you had interacted with, these do not have self-destruct enabled. And so that tells you, unlike the ones that had crashed and was kind of set to be rescued perhaps, these were purposefully landed, and so that was not something that was required. And that also tells you that these people, they intended to return. You don't know when they landed here, but this is not a crash landing, and that reaffirms that.
So the deer spice does not have a self-destruct.
It's got nothing. It's it's a metal husk right now.
So what I'm thinking
As
in my
far as I
head
know.
is, first I thought it was kind of like a containment ship the way you described it, because no windows or everything, but the lack of a self-destruct, that also kind of wavers in my head, because usually you want that for kind of
Probably, yeah.
a biological containment.
But for you, as you are kind of sweeping through, you don't sense that self-destruct is engaged. It's present in all the ships. You, let's see.
Are there ignitions still sort of in that?
No. And so all of those ignition cores have been removed. And so you imagine those are wherever the pilots are.
So
Yeah.
that part's the same, but they haven't been engaged.
That works
into,
almost like the keys, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what would cause an escort like this to have to make this sort of landing? With the intention of leaving too.
Spise already told you it would need to be something very important.
Right, but I'm saying why would they land here? Presumably they had to land in an emergency or something.
It was not an emergency landing. This landing seems to be intentional. They were preventing us from entering.
Right.
Could this be them trying to prevent us
ooze
from
was
spreading?
I'm just thinking they landed intentionally, but why did they land here intentionally?
For
I
the
think-
swarm biomass.
To pick it up. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Or to
You say
prevent
it's a
people
shade?
from
No. I'm just asking.
I think
from
we should
spreading it.
dive into it and figure it out as we
So-
go.
So the swarm biomass was present on the rogue planet because of all the other swarm things.
Right.
So the GPF is here
To collect a sample.
collect a sample, if not the entire thing.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Wait, does that make us the GBF then?
Don't do that. Who knows?
I did it to the camera. It wasn't to you, but also who knows?
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, so we're on the ships. How are we hopping? We're hopping to the biomass. We're avoiding deer spice and we're going to
No,
the
we're
cave.
going on. Isn't the biomass in?
No, what Echo just found out is that it's in the cave, right?
Oh, I'm
There's
trying to go.
dripping ooze. No idea if
Okay.
it's, and for what it's worth, it's the color of bleached bone. You have a picture of the biomass. You can kind of,
Oh.
it's a little bit more I mean, the ooze itself in that picture seems to be more on the greenish reddish side, a little bit less like.
What's
I
going
think-
on in that cave
more than
over
one.
there?
Make a life sciences check.
Dope.
Guys, I think it's really important that we all try to stay together at this critical junction that we're at.
20.
I think as you say that, Spice goes into the deer
Wait.
spice.
There's quantum repositioning mines in between us.
She
Didn't we
is
jump
dropping
over
on the
it?
ceiling,
Yeah.
though. She could have gone.
You drop down onto the tendon slicers, right?
So why didn't we drop down onto the fucking deer spice?
You can if you have, because
we
we
want-
want.
Yeah, Spice
Gain
is
that.
gonna drop down onto the fucking deer spice.
So as you guys are doing all this, you recognize that all of your crew is on the tendon slicers, except for one. And looking up, you can see Spice just slowly,
she like reaches
spell
up,
by spell,
touches
making
her
way.
feet, and
How
then
far away from, like, now that we're here?
About
on the
30
tendon
feet away is
slicers-
the deer spice.
Okay, so there's like 30 feet of presumably a minefield.
Yes, and Spice had indicated that 20 feet of that is mines for sure.
Right. Presumably the 20 feet closest to us, and then like a 10
would
foot
make sense.
perimeter around the ship. Okay.
I see that Spice is already on her way.
Clang! Spice drops down onto the top of the deer spice.
Watch out!
Spice, see if you can get more information by detecting their thoughts again. I know it's unlikely.
aye aye. Spice casts detect thoughts.
Just be careful, babe.
We should find an entrance to the ship. If it is indeed a science vessel,
Spice
it
starts
will have
cutting a
containment.
hole in the top of deer spice.
You're gonna cut a hole into the top?
I guess so.
Okay. With what?
My knife.
Okay.
That's like using like a X-Acto knife to get in a
Whatever.
car.
My
got, like,
laser.
taps
I don't
on
know. I got a
shoulders.
bunch of shits.
Bubs is going to get
Yeah, I'm gonna
closer.
jump jets.
Inferno
across to get
knife.
to
That
it.
doesn't work in space.
In the vacuum of space, you don't hear clangs, but you would imagine that's what's happening. As you look up and you see Spice's arm rapidly moving.
I think Spice is like doing sound effects with her mouth. So she's,
Oh, of course,
So
yeah.
as she lands, she's like clang,
Yeah.
and then she pulls out her knife and she goes swing, and then she goes.
Find a seam. Seams are delicate.
And I mean, yeah, it feels really cool, but you're just banging the knife into the metal. It's a starship hull. It's
Your
you
knife
know,
goes whoop.
you usually use starship weapons to fight the starship hull. The rest of you, if you wish, can make your way back up
With my natural 20 from earlier, did I find an entrance?
with a natural 20 from earlier, and that was specifically for perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like seeing the
Seeing what's in
condition,
the
etc.
what's going on.
With the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the ship, sorry, my fault. With the natural 20 from earlier, it does look like there is damage, not relating to a crash, perhaps shifting of geological movement afterwards. Nothing that looks like it would cause the power to be out. And so there's no like extensive damage to the outside in that way. That's mostly what you would see.
So I don't see like an entrance or anything.
There is an entrance, yeah. So there's like the ramp that you would enter from, and that's kind
That's
of
what-
facing you guys. It's up right now, and so like it's not open, but you can see the seam that marks it. There seems to be some kind of additional exit that maybe is an escape pod. It's flush with the hull, so you can't quite. It's designed to come down, perhaps.
So usually with like subs and whatnot, there's also like a mechanical way to get into the ship in
Correct.
the event of an emergency.
And so off to the side, you would see.
A little gear with a portcullis.
There's a physical manual override for the door. It's a mechanical wheel that is recessed into the hull next to the door.
So,
And
yeah.
you would imagine that would be like a strength check. And that would be a mechanical thing, yeah.
I'll
Come on, beef.
I actually forgot that I had put that detail in there.
Nice.
bring down Echo towards it, and
Otherwise, it's a floating.
This is why I research everything, so that even if I forget, if you guys can like do logic stuff, it still works.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
do you want me to open this?
Wait,
Ideally,
Yes.
Send it.
we need to be prepared.
we
Oh,
are prepared.
get your gun out then.
Bubs.
You're slowing us down.
I will disengage from Shade and pull out my shimmer staff.
Be aware that we are still standing very close to a minefield
Gives
of
Tux a tail in.
repositioning mines that will set us into an actual minefield.
We are very aware, Captain.
You got it.
Kick the door down.
Bubs will not kick it. Bubs will
Famous last
take the
words.
handles. He's gonna have wipes on his hands because he's a little bit,
course.
germed right now.
Wait, you need friction.
They just, when you pull them out of the packaging, they just become stiff and hard in the vacuum of
Yeah,
space.
just
But no problem.
and he's just gonna do it. So do I need a strength check?
Make a strength check, yeah.
Can we help him by all of us like pulling on the wheel also?
Take a +2 conditional modifier. It's less help.
Spice holds the wheel, but Gibbs holds Spice waist.
Yeah.
It's really ineffectual.
It's more you could feel Gibbs close and you want that to say.
All makes
A
sense.
7.
Yeah, I didn't
All
roll
makes
good. I got a
sense.
3.
The slippery nature of these.
Shit, that's on your computer.
Careful. There's paper towels over there. I was kind of wondering when this would happen.
Want to take a break? We are at
Turn it off. And
I
then
mean,
you want to put it
I
in
don't know
bed.
what we would do
Fine.
differently if we took a break. But, yeah, I mean,
So,
transfixed.
given, I'm assuming that Bubs is unable to open.
Yes. Very much your hands slip off that with the 7.
Watch how a real rat does it.
Try to open it
Make a
myself.
strength check,
or-
Gibbs.
Oh, okay.
With Shade's help.
Okay.
Well-
Take a +2 conditional modifier.
With Shade doing it. Gibbs sees Shade go for it and is
No,
like, oh,
you can do it.
fine.
You said you wanted to do it. You can do it.
Got this,
I'll
Gibbs.
just once, yeah.
better than Bubs. Strength check?
Yeah.
14 minus 1 is 13.
You do feel ever so slightly a little, but it's still stuck.
I
But you
loosened
do
it.
move it. You're close.
Bubs
You're
will
close.
reach out his hands and assist her.
Oh, wait, +2? That would have been. So that's a 16 minus 1. 15.
15. A little bit more, but still not quite. You're closer.
Is there a way that I
Probably a
can
step
open
closer.
it, like, not necessarily with strength? I mean, I can try it with strength.
You would
because
probably
everyone's-
need to find a way to power the door itself. I mean, the ship has no power.
Echo got an 18.
With an 18,
I have no additions.
so close. Each of you
I'm gonna roll on it.
make a strength check. Yeah,
Just the DC keeps going.
There we go. All
Yay.
right, that's a dirty 20.
meets it, beats it.
Woo!
Finally.
We solved your puzzle, Joe.
It's not a puzzle. This is literally a mechanical
You guys
override that I
loosened it
put
up.
there
It was
for
a team
realism's
effort.
sake, not to be any part
It's
of
a puzzle. We figured it out. We're so smart,
So
guys.
I
Let
listened
this
to the
go,
pickle jar.
and you break free elements of like moon dust that had just conglomerated around it, and you spin this free. And briefly, there is as oxygen is sucked out. And you recognize that you are in sort of an airlock. It's not a conventional airlock because you can see there is a lot of equipment in here. You can see that there are what look like workstations of some kind. But I would say the thing that you notice most, because you are the one that opened the door, as you like swing this door open, directly in front of you, the whole wall is shifting and opening. And you watch as a cannon begins to move outside. And because it is 7:50, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back to this heavy rotary laser.
I'm sorry.
So
what?
we are back in 10 minutes. There is a countdown. We'll see you in just a
What?
bit.
They took a gun.
And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did, or welcome if you didn't to our original Starfinder campaign.
Oh, cool.
Guys, wheel if you want Matt to go pee.
No.
Kara's not back, but thank you to Kara for printing out these cool things, and for Dan for printing out a ton of stuff that is like all over the place. We got big bear traps, we got small bear traps, we got all kinds of stuff. All right.
I'm going to try to do some more traps soon.
Yeah. Excuse me. So all of you just made your way in. Shade, can you make a reflex saving throw, please?
Sure thing.
As the
Is
door
it to be
opens
knocked
up,
prone?
You can see the wall opens, and this begins to emerge and fire. What was that?
Is it to be knocked prone or just...
No. It is to not get shot by a heavy rotary laser cannon.
Might as well ask. Ooh, that's good. That's good. We like that. That's dirty 30.
Dirty 30. With the dirty 30, you throw yourself out of the way, and in the vacuum of space, there is no overwhelming sound, but a brilliant light, crimson, just traces past you, and then like 30 or 40 other shots just rip through space and out into the darkness. For all of you, you can like step aside in time as Shade reacts quickly enough, but this is a heavy rotary laser cannon that just spins, and then all of a sudden, as quickly as it starts, it stops.
What?
It ran out of ammo.
Into space or into...
Into space.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Avoiding the ships,
Good,
right?
good.
Luckily, yes.
That's good. That's good.
But probably also intentional if it was a trap that they set.
So we're still kind of sneaky at this point. Halfway sneaky.
It's quiet with the air venting out. That was probably relatively loud, but
because they can. These dinosaur vampires, they have tremor sense.
so many
I
different
believe
things.
is my theory.
Spiders, raptors.
Vampire spiders.
Vampire weekends.
I love him.
He's
What
great.
was your question about the vampire?
I just feel like sound, but I believe vibrations are still things that we could probably be aware of
Okay,
as an issue.
that's a great idea.
There's shit in the airlock, like things, boxes, crates, stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a jar for the specimen? A specimen jar?
Not that you can see, although actually, looking off and to your right, Gibbs, you see now kind of climbing in, and like Shade, you pick yourself back up, and if you want, you can make your way in. There are two what look like laboratory workstations that are set up in almost like opposing walls. They don't have any power at the moment. You can see there is on the right-hand side of this space a generator. And this is relatively large. It looks like it probably is a primary generator for much of the ship. At the moment, it is completely dead. And you do see off to the left and right of it what look like discharged power cells. So something that would have run them in the past. They both look like they have been completely drained, and this is awaiting a fresh cell.
Regular power cell or like ship power
Like
cell?
a ship power cell.
Okay, so like my little power cell is not what's there.
No, but like you could pull one probably out of one of the
tendon
interceptors,
slices.
maybe, if you needed to. Or in theory, there is probably more somewhere else.
Joe's gonna make us choose.
Never do that.
But in the laboratory benches, no jars, or can I like go like?
Keep in mind, Gibbs, that we would need a specimen vessel that can hold 5 liters of liquid,
That's how much we need.
5 liters of biomass.
Okay.
And to the left and to the right, you see there's no jars in this room.
Okay.
There is one just empty crate that is kind of cast off into the side.
Yeah.
You do see in the northeastern corner of this room, there is a sign above a door. The door is sealed, and it says recycler, and then in parentheses next to that, cargo/command. On the northwestern part of this room, there is another sealed door, and this one reads crew quarters, and then in parentheses, command/cargo.
Real quick, I'm just gonna comm director. Director, can you just face your sensors from upwards towards downwards, just in case anything comes for the entrance of the cave?
I believe that you are asking me to focus scanners outside of the cave. You said upwards and downwards, which
No,
is a
I
little
said
confusing.
from upwards to down.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was a little confusing.
Yeah, it threw me for a loop for a second.
just like,
Cool. So the director says, yes, Bubbles.
Okay. For idiot Ariana, how much is 5 liters? Is that like a milk gallon?
Think about a 2 liter of soda.
Great.
2.5 of those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Less than 5 gallons.
Nice.
So we're in this hallway. 2 terminals inactive. Generator on the other side of the hall, or on the opposite wall.
So if you think about it, it's almost like a quadrilateral shaped room. The longest wall is straight ahead of you, and you had actually just seen kind of like the cannon emerge, but between 2 almost kitty corner workstations that had fired out at you. Now it lays kind of forward. You can see actually it is still spinning, but it did indeed run out of ammo. The generator is off to the right of both of those things.
Okay. I want to see how the gun was rigged to be a trap, if it was something that was intentionally done by the crew before being
Make an engineering check.
killed, and then I guess take a look at the generator and see if there's anything we can do about that.
Sure.
As Matt does that, I'm just gonna keep an eye around perception to make sure.
I'm gonna
Make a perception check, yeah.
Okay, just
use my
Can I
daily
detect
reroll.
magic?
Make a perception check as well.
All right,
With my binoculars?
That's a little better, but still not great. 28.
28. So with the 28, you go over, and the first thing that you're trying to do is to figure out how this trap kind of integrates into the ship.
Like, if there's anything to indicate if it was done before this supposed outbreak of mutagenic biomass, or if it was something.
There's no mechanical way to tell, but there is no corpses in this room, and that would lead you to imagine that there's, I mean,
Like, was this a defense
Before.
set up prior to whatever happened to the crew? Because it seems like the crew set up a defense here before encountering the biomass, and now the biomass is what's left.
if the biomass is what's left, this was certainly a trap set by the crew. But you don't have enough information here to really figure that out. You can tell that this is has been set off through a motion detector mounted on the front chassis of it, and that seems to be what triggered the trap itself, because there is no other power in this room. Although looking around, you recognize there are off in the very far hallway, in the door that is the northwestern door in front of crew quarters, there is a fuel cell that has 10% energy remaining in it. It's almost drained, but you could use it to open one of the 2 doors. In theory.
One of the crew or the
Cargo?
Yeah. What was your engineering check?
28. Oh, actually 29 if I count the +1 for my engineering box.
With the 28, you also get the sense that you might be able to use this 10% power to activate one of these research terminals. And if you could connect to the briefer kind of like, or the greater ship systems for a brief moment, you have a lot of different possibilities. You would probably have to choose one of them. But if there were security cameras, you might be able to access those. If there is a way to open all the doors, you might be able to do that. But that
Is there any apparent danger to going to pick up the fuel cell? How far away is it? You said like just at the other end of the hall.
25 feet.
I'm gonna go pick up the fuel cell.
Okay. Echo?
I have a stupid question.
Yeah.
I've got a backup generator,
Yeah.
which is basically like the flashlights.
nice.
It runs on kinetic energy.
Which means we're
You got it, baby!
running to get
It's very fast.
Yeah.
If Echo were to take one of the depleted fuel cells and plug it into their backup generator and just
then
like run in place for a while.
You wouldn't be running in place. You'd be running in circles, very tight circles, I imagine. but
Okay,
circles
very tight
nonetheless.
circles.
Like around
It would take a while, but
Echo is a
like this
dynamo.
is for a starship system. But yes, absolutely, you could do
But
it.
like, if Echo just wanted to power like a computer in a terminal.
So right now, with 10%, you can do that briefly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Could
Echo,
I
like,
wanted to also open the door
maintain-
though.
You
Like open
another
both
10%.
doors?
So probably something on the order of half an hour.
Half an hour.
I got a 30 with my perception, and I'm just gonna, as I'm doing this, I have magnoscopes, so I'm gonna have my flashlight on, and I'm just gonna look around and just check the perimeter as people go.
We all
exploring.
You've seen Gibbs doing this. And yeah, it's your
a good
turn
idea.
now.
Yeah.
You're doing the
They're
slightly
real
higher tech
binoculars.
version. Well, Gibbs
Mine are
Gibbs
too.
real
Mine
too.
too.
Gibbs
They
are real.
just now
Gibbs dirty.
sticky.
But you look around, and with a 30, You see all the things that you've seen previously. You also notice very, very well hidden within an element of within the curved G of the Siglasili Corporation signage that is up near one of the walls. There is almost minute a tiny little security camera, and so there are security cameras here.
Bugs will get on his comm and guys, I noticed there's a security camera, and he's gonna go on his map. And I imagine there's like a basic layout of the area around us on like a sonar or something like that, or I don't know. And is there any way I can like visually show it the group?
Suddenly, on your messaging, one of those little like finger drawn maps comes up, and
Perfect.
you can see. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the location of this.
And it's like kind of like up and to like the left or right, whatever it is. And that's where it is. So it's just be aware there could be cameras.
What's Siglasili? Can I Google it?
Spice is going to go up to the security camera, take the reflective, like switch off the reflective mask on her helmet or whatever,
You
and
depolarize
just
it.
wave into it so it looks like a fisheye of like Spice's fucking face in the middle of the camera.
You imagine if anybody is watching it, that is what they're seeing.
yeah.
I believe that the security cameras also run on the generator that is currently not powering the ship.
Let's just choose a fucking door. Which
You're
door
looking
do you
at-
want?
Magic.
Magic. There. Give me 1 second here. You do detect magic. What's the range on that?
Well, I'm walking around, and it's my vision,
Yeah.
and I believe it's 30 feet.
Does it penetrate steel?
No, it's my vision.
If it's your vision, then no.
Okay.
Spice is gonna
But
open the
you
door.
do very old, months old. There is traces of magic in the air.
Spice opens the door to the crew quarters.
We can only open one
You
door.
go over and you the button. There is no power.
And we need a jar. We need a jar from the cargo
Can't we just connect the fuel
We
cell
can
to the
only
door?
connect one thing, and
just
we could
gotta
either
choose.
turn on the terminal or we can open a door. But like,
That's what
one
Spice
thing-
does.
It's Shade's got it. He picked it up. It's his choice.
Then fucking choose a door, Shade. I'm tired of waiting.
Ideally, the cargo bay.
The cargo bay is my vote too.
Okay. Cargo bay.
Before,
Oh my god!
is there? Can we like listen to the door or
God.
find any indication of what?
If you guys had kept the air in this room somehow, yes. At the moment, you are in a vacuum. And as you, I mean, you've if you still haven't closed the door behind you. So if you want to maintain air anywhere within the ship, you probably
Is
want
it
to
a
do that.
strength check to reopen
However-
the door?
Biomass.
What?
Is it a strength check to reopen the door if we close it? The door get
No,
real
you've
heavy.
opened it once. That's
Cool.
cool.
Then I close it.
Okay. So Gibbs goes up and using their little paws slowly pulls this ramp and inch by inch you get it up.
I guess Bugs will just stay outside.
Of the ship?
Yeah, I mean we closed it. I was outside.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry. I wouldn't have done that if you were. If I knew you were.
it's fine.
No. I
Why
wouldn't.
would we want
Wait, where are you
space
outside?
this biomass?
You
thought
looked
you
at
were
the.
inside.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
looking at the camera.
Yeah. Because you were looking at the
you're
camera, which is
looking at
inside the ship.
shit.
I was looking
Inside.
I thought I meant down the cave. Okay, yeah, we can stay outside.
Okay, no worries.
Then I close the door when everyone's
Okay.
safely inside.
Easy enough.
Okay.
Door
Wait, why
closed.
would you close the door though?
Because then we get air, I guess.
Yeah, but so
Why
does
do
the
we need air?
biomass
Yeah.
gets
The
also
biomass
air.
is not theoretically on the ship.
Oh.
we think it's in the cave. Is like my leading theory.
Oh, I think it's in the ship.
I think spiders in the ship.
Anyway, door, please.
I'm gonna go put the fuel cell in.
Cargo door. Cargo door. Cargo door. Cargo door. Cargo door.
So
The doors are marked recycler and then in parentheses cargo/command.
So excited.
The other one is marked crew quarters and then in parentheses command/cargo.
Boo.
And with almost no insight really needed, you get the sense the layout of the ship is perhaps circular, like many, and so probably either eventually gets back to the other. But you imagine through one immediately is the recycler, whatever that is, and then through the other is the crew quarters.
Jar first. We love jars.
probably more likely that we're gonna encounter something within the crew quarters.
So do you want to do it now or later while you have more or less hit points?
Recycler, please.
Yeah, I'm
Please.
gonna open the
door,
cargo
please.
bay.
Yes.
So again, your options are recycler.
Sorry,
and crew
recycler, cargo.
quarters. Okay.
So we go into the trash bin.
Yes.
You walk over to the right hand side.
Home sweet home.
You take this and taking the elements, you have to open up one of the door panels and disconnect the dead wiring and hook it into this generator itself. And you watch the parenthesis or the percentage go from 10 to like 7, 5, 4 as the door like grinds up. And it's silent in the vacuum of space, but it jams about 4.5 feet up. Easy enough for all of you to duck under, but power down to 0.
Nothing has jumped out at us again or anything. Like, duck under, see what I can see before going in.
Would a visual perspective be
Yes.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, hold on. It's all my
Answer
junk.
puzzles.
Who wants to hold on to this?
puzzle like last week's puzzle?
Yes, please.
Guys, we already solved one puzzle.
Here, hang on.
We're already up one.
I know.
So I can actually.
Give
I
me a
still
hag
haven't figured
puzzle.
this
I
thing.
mean, we got through the
mine.
minefield very well.
Do we have our
We
minis?
flew over it.
Do we have our minis?
I think they're back there on the ship.
Kara. I know you're cozy, but please.
Can you put this in your binder? Because I'm gonna lose it. But I took a picture of it.
We're on the map that Joe is bringing up.
Oh.
You are not.
I have no idea where our minis are.
Hang on, I'll find them in a
They're not there. What is all that shit over there, Matt?
It's the stuff that fucking Dan shoves my way.
I'll take it.
Here, I'll take those magic
Oh,
rings.
this is the stuff that I had printed out
It's my shit.
for
Yeah,
Starship combat, but then didn't get.
Oh no.
This was the thing that I printed. That's actually good to hold on to too.
Oh, are the minis on the ship itself?
No, I didn't see them over there.
Weird.
we pulled them out last week, and it was a weird situation to do that.
No worries. Okay.
We can use the
Everyone volunteer
everlasting wanderers. I mean,
I'm just trying to
whatever.
think about where we would have put them.
I did not build
Because
a
they
ship
were
was this
on.
big.
Oh, are they in the shuttle?
Oh. That makes sense.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
Dan's got the minis.
Dan's got the minis. Dan.
it was a way smaller.
So you can see the encounter map or puzzle map.
Guys, look.
No, it's like a
Yes.
directive. Like the deer spice is like as big as the directive 0, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, bigger, I think.
Yeah. Slightly
So-
bigger, same size class.
Joe, did something fall over? I heard something fall.
Yeah.
Is it this thing?
Just put it switch over the music. Yeah, thank you. So this is the door that you guys just opened.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this was
This,
the other door
sorry.
that's closed, right?
Yeah. And this is technically like closing the actual door here.
Okay, so it's like
This is a door. This is a door. Those two pillars are doors, and that is the other door that you had access to but chose not to open. This, sorry, we only had one of these.
that was the fuel cell.
Yeah, so it's not depleted and orange like these.
This one's depleted now.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are all depleted fuel cells. These were two that presumably fed this. That was another one.
Okay.
It had a little bit of power. That was the cannon that fired at all of you guys right here.
Cool.
And then this, you would presume this machine is the recycler.
Okay. And then behind it is this massive door.
Behind it, there is a
Gonna, like,
huge fire
enter.
door that comes down. There is no window. This was designed very much for like a breach and to seal it off from a vacuum. Same thing for all these doors, really. That one just
fire
fire
doors.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up with this little alcove here? Is that anything of note?
You walking over to it?
Well, I've ducked under the door here, and I'm going in so that I can get a better look and see what I'm looking at here.
So almost immediately, because you have a miniaturized version of this, you see in front of you a universal grinder, a much larger one, and it does have some damage around the front of it. You can see it looks like something has jammed into it, which is already very strange. These are supposed to be
Universal grinders.
and so
grind universally.
even weirder, jammed within it appears to be a very ornate lamp. There is no bulb, there is no shade, but about 2 feet long, there is a very ornate looking lamp. There is a empty crate. It is metal over there. You can see kind of empty. And on the side of it, there is printed some writing that is in Castrovellian.
Ooh, I speak Castrovellian!
And the writing reads, Ikasairu Import Company. And the E and K look like two Lashunta moving a box.
How do you spell that?
Which one? Ikasairu?
Yeah.
Ekasairu. Import Company.
I learned it because of you, baby.
Ah,
you speak Catravalian?
Well, she's Lashinda. She's from Castrovel.
No, wouldn't that be funny if I didn't though?
Oh man, I learned it and I was like doing my Duolingo and then I'm like,
There's
hey,
a
guys.
sign in front of the smaller door closest to me, and that one is data storage. Yep. There is a sign over the much larger door. Yep. And that reads that reads command, hazard lab, and cargo.
Is this actually an
No,
opening?
that's sealed off.
So
but
this is like
yeah,
more
that-
angled.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
like,
have
it's just
any sci-fi
thicker?
doors.
Yeah.
This is the closest I could come.
Noted.
I'm gonna-
Yeah. Yeah,
Got a big
perfect.
printing job.
So what is jammed in the universal grinder?
A lamp.
A lamp.
A lamp.
Yeah.
Can I pull it out?
Make a strength check.
Oh.
This is why this is like
You take your little Yosoki paws and you see like 40
switching to,
gigantic rotary blades that
disposal.
are all set to grind against each other, and this lamp that is just wedged between.
So okay. Shredders have a little button that you press to like reverse it.
Yeah.
Is there a little button?
There is.
Oh. Power, probably, right?
Power.
Okay.
Crazy.
Then you see me just like climb up over the shredder, and I'm
Everybody
just,
just watches Gibbs.
I'm waiting for help.
Shade walk
Yeah, no one helps.
Strength check.
I'm just watching the back.
Everybody just looks at you and goes, "That was dumb."
Shade's looking at the rest of the room.
2 minus 1
Yeah.
is 1, but it's not a nat 1.
It's not, which is really good. With a 1, you and your hands just slip right along. Your gloves are not quite sized for your hands. Everything is just kind of misshapen in your spacesuit. So you just slide right off. You can't even get a grasp on it. But I mean, you do a double take because it's almost like your fingers pass through it, and that's not quite right. But it's ghostly, this material.
Is this magic?
You use detect magic?
Yeah.
No.
The lamp is
Okay.
ghostly.
Yeah, it has.
lamp
It's
is-
almost like the external part of it is crystalline versus metal. It has just a faint. It's still not see through, but like you can just see into it a little bit.
Translucent a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
Why would someone want to get rid of such
Not
a
quite
lamp?
Bubs will turn because he's watching the door because he's still scared of the spiders and all this creepy crawlies that could be
Sure.
outside. So he's going to just look over at Gibbs. Gibbs, what are you doing?
Will you help me? I can't figure out why someone would throw away such a beautiful lamp that's made of ghosts.
Made of
Made of
what does that
ghosts.
even mean?
Look at it, it's
Ghost.
translucent.
Oh,
And also, it clogged the universal grinder.
well, yeah, I guess I could give you a hand. I've never really pulled something with ghosts before. I
Okay, here, I'll help you. And I'm gonna lubricate the blades with my
I'm
spit.
imagining the ghost scene pottery wheel, but it's with pulling out a lamp.
That's what
And
it is.
yeah, that's
Can
amazing.
you actually like physically touch it?
Yeah.
Echo, there's something that you want to do?
Yeah, Echo, kind of like looking over the file, notices that there's no like. This is a living organism theoretically that we have to get. There's no like other things we should be looking out for in here. And Echo like queries the director for more information as far as like what does this thing do, like abilities wise.
Make a diplomacy check.
While,
Take a +6 conditional modifier.
while
we
all
friends?
of that is happening, can I see what's going on here at this data storage?
It's a closed door.
Power or needs power?
Yeah, same kind of deal.
17.
A 17. Echo, as you query, there's a brief moment that passes back, and then the message that you get back from the director is, it is highly adaptable and capable of changing rapidly to meet its environmental and threat-based needs.
Is there any similarity to the being that we encountered on the Siren Mines?
Unlikely.
If I
Alright.
get to here, the computers don't. They need power too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can't possibly get any further without powering anything, right?
I mean, you could also, you all
Try
have
to, like,
weapons,
force-
you guys have a whole bunch of
Force
different
it,
things that you
yeah.
could do.
Recyclers
You
also?
maybe could take a power source from somewhere else. There's many different things that you could do. Yeah.
Do I help Gibbs remove this?
So make a strength check.
Okay.
I help.
What do you want to do?
Make a flat strength check.
Spice snaps her fingers, and you watch electricity snap in between her fingers.
That's pretty good.
It's interesting
Worked
idea.
before.
I gotta look.
Right, for like the doors though. Because I guess we could open up an access panel and have you zap it, if that would work.
Yeah, a 7.
Oh wow.
I would.
Not really.
Hands are squeaky. Somehow your hands are sweaty even through your spacesuit. It doesn't. Quite
It's a
work.
weird lamp, right? It's made of ghosts.
I should have brought my baby powder. That usually helps me get a good grip on things. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but we were able to touch it, Gibbs, so I don't think it's intangible, but incorporeal. But I don't know what to make of this. It's weird.
It's probably not important, right?
Would I be able to have Spice generate enough power to get the door open?
For the smaller ones, probably. It really depends. So the way that Jolting Surge works, it's Jolting Surge, correct? You can target an electronic object, and then you're basically like making an attack roll against its AC. The amount of damage you imagine on the upper end could open up one of these. The damage is really the amount of electricity you're jolting in. And so,
A damage threshold. Maybe.
yes.
Okay. Could I then...
You know that the threshold at the highest end is too low for the largest door. But for any of the smaller ones, yes, it's possible.
I would probably try to open up the access panel to the smaller door and make it as capable as possible of being opened by a Jolting Surge from
So
Spice.
you don't need to make a roll to hit. Roll, I believe it's 4d6 damage.
I would say, Spice, can you help me with this?
Spice was heading towards the crate that was written in Cast Rebellion.
It's right next to it.
Yeah.
So you can read that while I do the engineering stuff.
Okay, so Spice kind of like, where are my spells? Is like, yeah, whatever. Like draws her hand across her chest to like cause the electricity.
Just like hanging on to it.
Isn't it?
No, it's not. It's so I do it once a day. So it's this or nothing.
Is this the door you want?
Well,
It's the only
go,
door
it's happening.
that we can use it on.
No, it is not.
Besides, well, this
hazard
one doesn't
door.
work.
yeah,
it
it
doesn't.
is
It's too big.
4d6.
Oh, does
It's
the
too big.
46.
Does the big door also cover the hazard section?
I can't open that one
section?
anyway.
The
Yeah,
hazard?
this is just a thing to indicate.
The
this is
hazard
all
section
one
you'd
door.
imagine is one of the other two rooms
We
beyond.
also have
and so
power
no.
cells
No, okay.
in our inventory. So
You need to move that to get to the other ones. Or in theory, it looks like maybe you could go the whole other way, but that's several doors you have to open as well.
All right, so Spice is going to. Oh wait, I didn't have to. I don't
Nope,
have to
just-
roll to attack. It's
just
pure
the
damage.
damage.
All right, 5 plus 6 is 11 points.
Is
of damage.
11. So close, Spice. You are just shy. And as you jolt, you can see the computer systems kind of glow for a moment. You can see these brief flickers you see in Drow, and then in Castrovelli, and then in Common. Hello, hello, hello. And then it just goes dead.
I think
almost
Spice
open.
like wasn't really paying attention, so she like might not have like put her full effort into it as she's trying to read Castrovellian.
Yeah.
It didn't even open like a smidge to get like
No,
some thingies on it.
it's an all or nothing kind of deal. It's a security door.
So our power cells.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch because I don't use guns
Yeah.
and like
They're
everything.
just little baby ones.
Yeah. Can I like
Make a long.
like CPR, like the door, like clear.
It would be an engineering check to basically make a battery pack out of all like it would. You imagine like 100 fuel cells.
Can I do it based on my belief that it's gonna work? Like
yeah,
the
but it will work about as much as your belief.
It's like using AAA's to start a car.
Yes, like in theory though, you could do it
you
absolutely.
have to run them in a series.
okay. In the recycler, is there trash?
No, it looks like just this lamp.
This lamp is the key, guys.
Gibbs, I don't understand this obsession.
Is the
I mean, it's
material
weird,
anything like
but everything in the galaxy is weird.
of note? Like
Yeah, make an engineering check on the material.
Echo would like to make one on the heavy door.
Make one on the heavy door.
Can I do a just like perception check? This is because Spice is feeling the nostalgia of seeing Castrovellian written, recognizing the colors of Isekai or whatever the company was.
What was it?
Siggy Silly.
Sicilian, yeah, something like that.
Siglicilli.
Siglicilli. Can I just see if I recognize anything else in this vicinity? Or is that useless because we've seen everything?
You've seen everything.
Okay.
You haven't seen anything that really jolts your memory yet. With a
Well, then what
37,
does it say in Cast Rebellion?
it's an import company.
Oh,
It's
so
just like
that was
Zippy's
It's just a
Pizza.
logo.
that. Oh, okay. Never. I thought it was like a letter. No,
Ikasairu
never mind.
Import
Pizza
Company,
box.
and the E and the K look like two Lashunta moving a box. And so
Okay.
you'd imagine probably Lashunta owned the
Oh,
company.
it's like
Shade, with a
Nice.
37, you are trying to...
I'm trying to figure out what this what's up with this lamp.
Yes.
Why?
Those are the important questions
like-
to be asking.
This is a really uncommon material. It's actually a startlingly rare material. It's called a nubrix. And a nubrix is oftentimes referred to as ghost iron. It's a star metal, and it's the softest of them. This is something that is used in lots of different applications. You've seen it used in weapons because it allows a melee weapon to pass slightly into other weapons, allowing disarm actions to happen much quicker. There's all kinds of things that it can do. It's very uncommon
Bubs is gonna take out of his inventory.
and weird that it's here. Well,
His proton snare, which can
Okay.
actually hold incorporeal beings
Yep.
and hopefully incorporeal items.
Knowing what I know, that's probably not gonna.
it won't matter. You can, I mean, the right now it is wedged, and I would say with that check, a couple things come to mind. First of all, you see this box next to it, and as Spice reads it out loud, kind of under her breath, that import company, this lamp looks like it fits on the box, and it looks like this lamp was imported here. That's odd. It's even odder that it's wedged into this machine, and it being a star metal, it jammed the universal grinder.
So it was
It's not a
intentionally
polymer.
done.
This is an incredibly rare metal.
Right. And it was probably intentionally done.
Yes, it seems like absolutely was intentional.
Why would
Why?
they import in a lamp just to throw it away?
That's crazy.
It's so rare and it's so ornate and cool.
Maybe someone tried to close this door in a hurry or something.
Look at all these tassels on this lampshade.
What if someone stole it, got caught, and then was trying to get rid of it?
What if the lamp wasn't important and what was in the box was important?
The lamp was in the box.
With a 22, that door is a little different than the others. It is bigger, and you notice that. It's also a security door like the other ones, but this is one that can be put into place, you would imagine, in a beyond just the lockdown. This is kind of a more independently controlled thing, and this is something that you would close in transit to make sure that like cargo doesn't slam in and stuff. And so there's probably an additional way to open it somewhere else.
Can I-
You remember that mechanical wheel, and it would probably have to be somewhere where only the crew could reach.
Echo is going to start heading back towards the
Fucking crew quarters.
fucking crew.
Yeah,
quarters.
that's what I said!
Okay.
And as they go, they're gonna kind of like look at the access, like the walls, look for access panels, and look for any mechanical access that they can possibly find on the way to the crew quarters.
Okay. You make your way over.
Bubs is gonna say out loud, is it possible that this grinder could be on the same electrical circuit as the door, and maybe someone put the lamp in there to, short the door?
That's not how that would work. I cannot reason why.
I
they
get
would
that.
put
It's
this
like
on.
running your dryer and your dishwasher at the same time. You're gonna trip the circuit. I get that, Bubs.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yeah, I got it. I'm there. We have that problem in our house. We can't run multiple appliances at once.
In college, I lived in actually where we lived. It was like the microwave,
Yeah, the microwave would flicker. Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Would short the whole house.
Okay.
air conditioning too.
Can I, if I can't pull the lamp out, can I like slice or saw the part of the lamp
For
that's
free,
out?
you imagine if something designed to grind universal materials can't grind something, your pocket knife or laser cutter or teeth is not going to do it.
I'm imagining that it's like
Strong
two
teeth.
I
gears
know.
that are like
My dentist hates
grinding
me.
together
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely. It's like
It's
16
like those
years.
videos.
Yeah, the
where
TikToks,
they pull
yeah.
shit and
If-
It's just like
What if both of we split our party and we try to hold the two sides of the gears and reverse it to get the
It
lamp
needs
out?
power. Everything.
Well, I'm
needs
saying we
power.
physically
I do not
pull
care about
down.
the lamp. I care about why it is
Okay.
here.
Doors need starship things. Grinder? Can my little battery pack? Is that a smaller circuit? Is this more of a microwave level amp
No,
need?
this is still pretty substantial.
Sounds like we need to go to the crew quarters, guys.
You make your way over to the crew quarters,
I want
weapon
this
in
lamp.
hand, And as you are looking along the walls, indeed, now that you're looking for them, there are just these flat panels. There's no paint to mark them, but you do see almost minute for a finger to just slide inside. When you push, the panel just pops out a little bit and you can pull it away.
Do they find any panel that like indicates that large door as they're
No.
heading along? Do they find one for the crew quarters?
You find none with the exception of there is one outside of the data storage, and so you could do that, and kind of popping that open, you see there is another mechanical wheel, and then you do find right outside that other one there's a mechanical wheel, and you would imagine all these small doors have these to open them up. Make a strength check. The hardest of
Come
checks.
on, big money, big money.
What does
Yes,
the data
Virgo.
storage door have a strength door or a wheel?
Data storage does, yes.
Shut up,
Oh.
Dan.
Can I just use that to open it?
No,
Yeah,
the
now
shit
that
is for
now
his-
that
I
Echo
don't
has
know
kind of
before.
revealed them and opened them up, yeah, you can see
Still
it.
big money.
Make a strength check.
I believe in you.
Echo got a 14, because Echo doesn't add
that's
anything to it.
With a 14, you see the door move slightly, and then it kind of like buckles towards you a little, and then it just right back down.
Echo's going to try again until someone shows up.
Make a strength check.
Spice gets bored and goes to
Can't
help
quite get
Echo.
him. 19. With the 19, Echo, you strain and you don't quite get it, but you do get it just an inch off, and you get the sense that 20 is probably the DC.
I have to get a natural 20.
But more important, Echo,
Uh-oh.
does a 27 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So Echo,
Here it is.
as you do this, underneath the door, one of these scythes that you have seen previously cuts out from under you and deals minimum damage at 8 points of slashing damage, and hooks into your ankle.
Uh-oh.
You step back, and the door right back down and breaks the tip of this chitinous blade off, which just kind of skitters onto the floor.
Echo calms the group and says, "It appears that the swarm has found us. Or, rather, that they are already aboard the ship."
So it was spiders.
And crew quarter, and they ping like crew quarters, even
Well, it's
on
the Raptors, right?
an ASCII map. That's
I'll head over there.
Okay.
Gibbs begrudgingly, fingers trailing on the lampshade, walks away.
Okay. And for what it's worth, Spice's idea, while it probably would take more power than the five of you. Well, it would be tough, but pulling gears in opposite directions, that would be a way to free that lamp. Yeah.
Spice glares at everybody in the group and then goes
What?
to help
I'm on
Echo.
your team.
Shane didn't even say anything.
I want the
She's
lamp
looking at this
badly.
door.
None of you
And just not
decided to help
succeeding
me,
in
and
it.
now it's too late.
With what?
So you are all within
to
this space.
reverse
You have
gears.
not succeeded at opening any of these doors.
Yeah.
Can I try to open this door again?
Yeah.
Before I make my way?
So out of curiosity, rather than trying the same thing again and again and again, is there any different strategy that you want to take? Maybe.
I mean, I tried
Echo
unlocking.
Echo didn't leave the panel open with the mechanical access.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Echo didn't leave it open.
yeah, but he used it. I mean, he's
Oh,
aware,
he
or
saw
they're aware
Yeah.
of it now, so they used it.
Is there like another way that I can open it? Because we've tried to power it and that didn't work, and I don't have another way to power it. And this seems to
Is
be
it
the
a pocket
only,
door? You just stick your
the
fingers in the
mechanical way
slide.
to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it really seems like if you guys are
there,
going
like-
to approach it from using this wheel, you need a way to increase the amount of strength.
Is
that
there
you
a
have.
way? Can I
Oh,
just add like
torque.
more leverage and just like
Leverage is a great thing.
He
Okay.
More
squats.
people is a great thing. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could do.
Too bad there's no long pole-like thing that you could like put into the wheel and go like this with the pole.
Right, that's-
Started with
yeah.
a D.
A dick?
What?
My dot go.
Could
I
I,
was
take
thinking
out,
the
would
lamp,
my
but
rifle
cool.
be enough?
Where is your dot though?
It's on.
Could I take my rifle to use that to like wedge it into the wheel to use that as a little more leverage?
You can, yeah.
Is it
That
gonna
might.
be-
Did you make your rifle?
Yes.
God bless.
Actually, Kankashi made this one.
So if Kinkashi made it, then yes, absolutely you can. It has that hardened ability with a
Yeah.
handmade weapon. So yes, absolutely.
Cool. I'm gonna take out my Kankashi.
You get the
rifle.
sense
you
that
have a
mass-produced
Kinkashi rifle?
weapons would get broken in trying to do that,
That's
or
why-
could potentially
yeah.
get broken.
Okay.
And then Echo would
Do I get
gesture at
just,
the
like,
wheel to Bubbles
A
once Bubbles arrived.
modifier.
Are you
or
okay?
something.
Gives
Well,
a flex.
I'm trying to open this door with the rifle.
Spice, thank you.
leverage.
Pinches your
Yeah.
little muscles.
So take a
Is
plus
the joke funny every
2
door or
condition
only
modifier.
the first door?
Nice.
Every
That'll
door.
pass.
Okay,
That's 22.
22. As everybody else walks away from you, you open up this door.
We're walking towards
The person who got
Echo
damaged.
dying.
I am not
Echo
dying.
actively under attack. Sorry.
So you open this door and you can see there are several servers that are all set up here. All of them read Siglasili Corporation. They all are kind of hooked up to each other. There is a good amount of damage here. You can see it looks as if projectiles have been placed through this in a very intentional way. You could see it launched into almost all the stacks. It was done in a hurried manner. They're not all dead center, and so you imagine you could recall information from some of them, but
it's
a
been
lot of the
sabotaged
information
a bit.
has been sabotaged. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back because I can't get to the data anyway.
So in this room, these servers, they seem to be on their own power. There's faint power to these servers. They're badly damaged. And so this is probably a computer's check to be able to pull anything off of them.
All right.
Okay.
Remember the last time Shade failed a really important computers check and then was like infected with
It was
virus?
awesome. Let's do it again.
To do.
Yeah, so he's sticking his dick into this system again, and he's just waiting to get another STD.
You need to use protection.
He's not.
36.
36.
He's like, I'm gonna raw dog this fucking ship,
Oh,
and
no,
she's
my
gonna
bad.
like it.
Nope.
With a 36, you get a couple things, actually.
Ooh. Syphilis.
Yeah, got it. Crabs.
Yeah.
We were worried about spiders. We really should have been worried about crabs the whole time.
Malware.
Well, one could say spiders and crabs kind of related.
Legged.
Spiders.
There are 3.
You didn't check for fireballs.
Well, that's the initial computer's check.
36, huh?
Oh, you get a handout.
Yay.
You get a handout. You get a handout. Not all of us.
With
get
a 36, you imagine that you unlock all of the information left within this vessel. And these are data logs from somebody named Anama Hayase. And in fact, they have a title next to them. They are researcher, Anama Hayase. Log 0203-2250. Another year, another assignment. I admit, I was initially worried about the prospect of a rogue planet. Who knows what would lurk around here? If I wasn't reassured by the presence of an entire squadron of fighters from the ancient scholar, the sheer lifelessness of this place has caught my nerves. There is starlight iron, though, and that is what we're after. I'm hoping I might be able to use some of the equipment in my downtime to work on some personal experiments, so I'm grateful to our sponsors, but this stuff is pretty mundane. It'll be interesting to see what Kilcuddy comes up with. We've located a decent outcrop of rock that we can begin excavating. Once we've established the base, the fighters will even be able to rotate some overwatch for us to track any storms or potential hazards. Hurtling through space at thousands of kilometers an hour is disconcerting enough, but thinking about what might cling on? Ugh. Kilcuddy told me there are space slugs out in the interstitial space. I hope they're not serious. The next log comes 6 days later. Convenient that we find a rare resource on this rock. We were supposed to establish base today and begin downward mining, but the drill hit something far harder than starlight iron, and it ate the entire bit. While I was changing it, since I do most of the actual labor around here, Kilcuddy did the initial investigation and made a call out to Siglasili HQ. It feels like my peer is supervising me more than I thought. I only caught a glimpse of it, but it seemed like a glass or a crystal of some kind. I'll bet it's a diamond. And I bet it's not even a single cred of a bonus is going to come my way. Typical corporate BS. Anyways, we're at least making good time on establishing the mine and should break through a larger seam beneath in a week or so. Here's hoping something else interesting happens. I've been here for less than a week and I'm rooting for equipment malfunctions every time Kilcuddy works. Not like a bad malfunction, but maybe one that snips his arm bristles off. That would be pretty funny. In the adventure of Nova Strike comics, Nova Strike has a sword made from this stuff. They call it ghost iron, but all true fans knows it's this stuff called a nubrix, and its ghostly qualities meant it snagged other items. I wonder if this can do something like that. Not that I'll get to play with it. As soon as we found the seam, one of the GPF pilots started guarding it at all times. If that didn't convince me that Siglasili and the military are working together, the fact that shortly after Kilcuddy made his last secret call to HQ, patrols started flying scans around the planet again. Something's up, but all I can do for now is try to stash some of this stuff somewhere. Maybe if I could sneak bits away for later. The next one is from the 20th. And this is the last one that is easy for you to get. The other ones all come past 35. And this is a very short entry. Yes, I know. This is a very short entry, and all it says is, one of the ships went down today. The next log is 2 days later. And this is one of the ones that you recognize in getting it. Not only did you recover it from a damaged server, but this is something that was purposefully hidden away on this server as well. This is partitioned off. And this is also from Anama Hayase, and it says, they are digging out a minefield, and they're setting a perimeter. Kilcuddy is planning to decentralize the synchronous power output chip into 3 components so that whatever's outside doesn't do anything with the ship. If anyone tries to start it without putting all 3 parts back into the engineering housing, the reactor will go critical in seconds. I only saw one, but the others said that there were dozens of them. It's like a cockroach from hell mixed with a grim reaper. Huge talons about 1.5 meters long and icy blue eyes. It seemed to have an external carapace on top. It looked armored, maybe an exoskeleton. And the sounds. I can't blame them for not looking for their comrade. They didn't all sound the same. There's something big outside. I'll try to get one more entry in tomorrow before we fall back for the last line of defense in the cargo bay and wait for backup. And then there is one more entry that same day. The power won't hold on for long. Chip's been broken and Ure said burns. Breach. They were in the mine the whole time. I don't know how we didn't see it. The Anubrix is made from them? Or from us by them? One of the chips is still back in engineering. I put mine in my locker. I hid it inside my lunchbox. In fact, I hope whoever finds it likes tuna. Kilcuddy has the last one with us. I can... And then just letters, and then symbols, and then space.
I'm gonna transmit all these logs to the rest of the crew and start heading back towards them.
These were the public server,
Okay.
and then this was hidden.
These were the 2 that were after the fact.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take
I'm glad you're okay. Oh, hold on, I just got a message from Shade, guys.
Wow, it's so long. I'm not gonna read that right now.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Whoa, are you okay? How's your ankle?
Echo speed reads.
Yeah, Bubs was gonna skip.
Apologies for that. In my mind, you guys weren't going to get them all at once.
No, it's
Yeah,
great.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
you did it. I loved it.
And also the explicit. Echo kind of looks down, and their uniform, their jumpsuit is just kind of ripped, but they're fine.
We got a wheel.
Two.
We also,
We
got,
also
a
got a
low.
woe.
Where? Oh wait, no, just kidding. I said times 2. That's
Just one.
Just 1 plus a woe, but I only got 1 tile.
Cancel it.
Cancel it. My bad. Okay, so we know that there's Goober behind this door.
One of the swarm that attacked us earlier seems to be behind here.
Okay, if you lift the door, I can attack it.
Bubbles,
Yeah.
if you would mind activating the door.
No, oh, yeah, of course.
And if Echo like intentionally drops prone to like fire below
Yeah.
the door, is that gonna cause any disadvantage with shooting and aiming, or is that it's kind of point blank?
So so it is advantage for a ranged weapon. You also the real problem is more in standing up. That does take time. So if you're in combat when you stand up, that's the real downside. But yeah, you can absolutely do that, and it's good for firing.
Cool. Echo gets down.
Okay.
Can
Bubs is
Gibbs
gonna
belly
use-
flop next to her?
Yeah. So place yourselves where you would like to be before you open this door. Shade, you have all this information. Are you joining them?
Yeah, once I got the information, I said I started walking back towards them as I sent it over
Where does Spise
to be like, wait, don't. wait. It's
Daddy said
containing this
no.
stuff. Look
Bubs
at the
is going
things
to use,
first.
He's gonna have his Valkyrie on his back. He's gonna use his magma hammer
Okay.
to stick it into the opening and use leverage.
With the magma hammer, as long as it is and being a melee weapon, go ahead and make that strength check. Take a +6 conditional
Oh, good
modifier.
I sent the info, that's it.
It's number 1 3 every time I do it.
It's okay. We know it's in there.
It's an 11, a little bit better. So 11 plus 4 is
But now we know
16.
why.
Plus you said 6 is 22.
With the added leverage from this hammer, you are able to just barely turn it. And as it opens about 2 feet off the ground,
Yep.
you are immediately attacked.
Yep.
And everybody can go ahead and roll for initiative. I would say the way that we'll do this, Echo, actually everybody, because you had prepared for this, take a +6 conditional modifier to your initiative roll.
Wow. What?
Tragic.
baby. Oh no. Oh, poo-poo.
Why do I roll natural 20s when I've got all the bonuses?
Character development.
Whose character? Mine or Echo's?
The enemies.
I got an 11.
Give me 1 second.
That's a good one.
I rolled
Bring
two
up
threes
our
before.
slightly
and I
more
rolled
combat
two 11s,
music
so
here.
That's crazy.
Okay. So, anybody natural 20 for
15.
Echo? So, Echo, I will say, if you did not roll a natural 20, very unlikely that you would be going before them. And so, this is actually a great time to get a natural 20.
Sorry, we don't get a. Is there a surprise
my
round?
grand total comes to
No, we just got a bonus
37.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is
That is crazy.
Anybody 25 to 20?
37 for initiative.
20 to 15.
16.
16, but lower.
Oh wait, no, I have a 22. What am I talking about? Sorry.
Did you all add the
Okay,
plus
hang on a
6?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't add the +6. Do I get a +6?
Okay, so
as well?
22.
Yeah, you were prepared, right?
Okay. Well, I was the one opening the door. I wasn't sure.
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
that's still
fair.
part of being
Yeah.
prepared. Though.
Okay, so then it's
You knew your angles were
16
gonna get
plus
cut.
6 is
Yeah,
24.
you opened it like
24. So, what is your dexterity?
1 second, please. Let's go. Oh, this is 4 plus 4.
Plus 4.
Mine's
Okay.
16.
So then we have Gibbs, and then Shade, where are you at?
I was at 18. I said
18. Okay.
I'm last. Fitting. It's good.
Last.
Yeah, I rolled pretty poorly.
So the way that this works out, and Spice, sorry, where are you?
22.
22. Oh, right. Bubbles is the one who messed me up.
Sorry.
So it's okay.
I forgot that I get the +6.
So the way that
I
this
assumed I
works,
didn't get it.
Echo is going to go first, then Bubbles, then the Swarm, then Spice, then Shade, then Gibbs. Let me go get some guys for you. You
guys?
can pull that thing off.
Some little fin mutts?
Just
We
some
don't need
friends
to
and
get us
allies.
Little
guys.
raptor rats
We don't need
that we all have
guys.
different names for.
Some Tyrannops?
Some pteronuts.
I like Tyrannots. That's a good one.
Oh,
So I know.
Why? What's it a play on words for? Tyranid.
Dude, you need Starship walls.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be great, yeah.
Okay. All right. I wrote that on my hand to remind myself.
cool. Those guys were really awesome
So,
the first time we
The
got
lamp is definitely
killed by
not
them.
from here.
And
You like
almost got
mine the
one
iron
shot.
and then
It
get the
was
lamp.
It's the new bricks.
Seems.
The Anugra.
So, Echo, you're starting us off. Go
I
ahead
am.
and what would you like to do? You can see as the door opens 2 feet up, it just, and all of a sudden you see one of these faces turning sideways as all of the legs on this creature are trying to pull it underneath the door. You see 2 more on the other side from that, and they are swarming in.
Full attack.
Make your attack roll.
Alright, so that's 20, 23 to hit is the highest.
23. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I got caught up in the. I got lost in the sauce here.
Or rather, the lowest is 16, so I'm assuming that one doesn't hit.
16 does not hit. You said 23 against.
Cold and piercing.
23 hits.
So in that case, I'm assuming a 20 doesn't.
The 20 does not.
Okay, so 1 hits.
Okay.
We'll need more dice.
I need more spell slots.
So
Same.
that is 11 points of cold and piercing damage.
Very
to
nice.
The first thing through the door.
As it reaches out to try to swipe at Bubbles, you fire, and it causes it to just briefly scamper back a little bit. And now, in the oxygen, you can hear these things as they attack. They are hissing and shrieking, and it recoils in this wounded state. But you can see about to strike back out. Anything else, Echo?
That's Echo's full action.
All right. Still laying on the ground right in front of this swarm. Bubbles, what would you like to do?
Bubbles, as he was opening the door, he told himself, "You are a rock. Nothing moves you, nothing stops you." And with that, he's going to use the maneuver Total Defense, which gives me a +4 to my armor class.
Okay.
He's just going to like hold up his Dovko, like Gandalf being like, "You shall not pass," just like holding the, trying to stop people. Obviously, they could try to go.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
fantastic.
in the flavor of that's how. Bubbles trying to
No
do this.
problem. So you stand there with Echo right down on the ground in front of you. They are very, very vulnerable, and so you take that defensive maneuver. Yeah.
You would miss 100% of the shots you don't hit. Can my natural 20 be good enough to give me an extra swift action?
No.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yep, I appreciate the argument.
Anything else, Bubbles?
I'll hold him off, guys.
Okay, you take this hammer in your hands, and you are going to hold them off. That does bring us to this one. So,
Gibbs is down there looking like a tasty little chicken nugget.
yeah, the swarm is so cool in their rules, too. So this guy is going to go over you, over Echo, and then up to Spise.
Damn.
So, just so I can remember, Echo and Bubbles, you each take 3 points of damage as they cross your path.
Attacks of
Oh,
opportunity.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
there's
This
slices.
one will run over you, over Echo, and then end up around there on Gibbs. Bubbles and Echo, again, you take 5 points of damage each as it crosses your
Oh,
path.
these do nothing except minus. Yeah.
This one rushes over and past you. And Bubbles, as you think about that, you recognize that not a single one stuck around near you.
Yeah.
But Bubbles and Echo, you each take 1 point of piercing damage as it rushes over top you. One of them lunges at Spise, one of them at Gibbs, and one of them at Echo, but it's like they completely ignore you, Bubbles.
What?
With moving, each of them only gets 1 attack. And so Spise
Yep.
does a 17 hit.
Yep. Whoa, no. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
17 is a miss. Echo does a 22 against your KAC hit.
No,
Very
thanks,
nice.
Shade.
And then finally, Gibbs. Gibbs does an 18 hit.
Ooh, this matters. EAC or KAC?
KAC.
Oh, wait. Meets it, beats it.
Oh, it matters, but the wrong way.
Yeah.
Gibbs, you are taking.
And I'm prone.
No, you are not.
I'm on my belly
Yeah,
too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so just
Ooh.
for fairness sake.
Crits. Auto crits?
Yeah. That is 16 points of slashing damage.
Oh, does it auto crit?
Yeah.
Great. Then I use as a reaction Hellish Rebuke.
Very
Destructive
nice.
Rebuke.
Destructive rebuke. How it's 5e.
So this looks like Gibbs sort of curling in and all of her fur getting like really spiky like a porcupine in a
Okay.
defensive maneuver. And as I feel pain and emotional distress, you see like brief glimmers of my magical life links just shatter into like sharp porcupines.
Sure.
Because the triggering effect was a critical hit, I roll d8s instead of d6s to calculate my destructive rebuke's damage. My target needs to attempt a fortitude saving throw to half the damage,
Okay.
and I will cast it at 2nd level.
It's got good fortitude, but 18?
At 2nd level? Meets it, beats it, so it'll halve my damage,
Okay.
but it's not a sink or save spell. So 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
Oh, and the target is flat-footed until the end of my next turn.
Very nice.
Cool.
That's actually very nice.
Yes.
So, he's flat-footed. This is the same one that Echo shot, and as you you hiss, the elements of ooze that are into
my
your
guy.
fur
My
that
guy.
come out of your bottle, they sink into your fur and they form rigid spikes all at once that almost seem to pierce this creature's mouth as they try to bite into you. You feel the tongue lash out and try to pierce into your neck, but it's reflected away by the spikes. That is all that they can do on their turn. And that brings us to Spise. Shade, you're on deck.
Spise, I think what's gonna happen is she gasps, and as she gasps, as these creatures come out, it's going to activate her dragon gland, and then she's going to smirk and just vomit fire in a 15-foot cone
Nice.
at these bad boys.
Yeah, go ahead. And so that's a reflex saving throw for them?
Yes, it
Doesn't
is.
hit anyone else.
Nice.
Well, actually,
Really?
is it 15? Because 1,
there
2,
oxygen
3,
on the ship?
15 feet.
That's dope. Yes, there is.
So-
Yeah, it's
And,
exactly
and
15
for what it's
feet.
worth, the only reason that
I
there's
know.
oxygen on the ship is because of Gibbs. So,
Oh, nice. Thank you.
reflex saves.
I fought you on that.
Wow,
one.
I'm still not rolling good for these guys. It's a theme.
We're okay with this.
The highest one is going to be 20 to hit. 20, sorry.
20 does save.
Okay. 18,
Saves.
and then 16.
Saves.
Okay.
Half damage though.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Wow, all of them take 3 fucking points. of
Hey, every little bit
damage.
counts.
Wow. Anyway, and then so she goes, okay, and like it kind of spitters out because she hasn't eaten recently, and she's like, oh shit.
For what it's worth, that does do, even though it's not a lot of damage, it is slightly more than you imagine it would be.
They're flammable.
It's hard to tell, but it seems like yes. It's so
God damn,
little
why did I
damage to
get rid of
begin
wall
with.
of steam.
And with move action, she's going to run backwards directly into whatever console to get. I don't know where they're heading, but they passed everybody else, so I'm just moving 30 feet back.
Okay, that does provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So you can get to like here.
That is only going to be a 14 to hit.
Nope.
And so reaches out, and as you just breathe fire on all of them, it like hisses and backs away.
Yep.
But that is your turn, Spice?
Yep. that's
Alrighty, you make your way all the way towards the back. That brings us to Shade. Gibbs, you're on deck.
Thank you.
So, I guess I'm gonna run up to so I can get to here, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna exocortex distracting hack on this guy.
What are you using to hack?
I'm using their comms.
What range does it have to be within?
It has to be within range of my
They have comms?
No, our comms,
their
like our.
comms.
Oh.
Like,
So it
mine's
has to
going
be within range.
Okay.
I think my range is 25 feet now because the level up, but
Mine is
it's either it's my my exocortex's wireless hack range.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet of a foe is what I was looking
Yeah.
for. So yeah, no worries. And that is a sense motive.
Yes, against my computer.
Also really, really low. You're not super deceptive. That is going to be a 10.
Cool. So they are now flat-footed for this
That
turn.
was the highest one. So yeah. All
move
3 of them are
action,
flat-footed.
and then-
One of them was already flat-footed, I believe.
Quick
Yes.
action. I'm gonna take out my sword arm, and
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna close the gap here.
Okay, so as you close that gap, you move and your arm swings back into your arm. The blade swings out from the other end.
And I'm making an attack.
Okay.
Ooh, and that's a 18 on the die for a 31.
That hits, yeah.
And that's gonna be a good amount of damage with this new gun. Or with this
Spice
new
breathes
arm.
fire on this thing and it shrugs it off. It looks like it hurts it more than it normally would, but this thing still just shrugs it off. And as Spice moves past, you swing into this lane and swing the blade out and up.
So that's 15, 27 slashing damage.
Very nice. 27 slashing damage. That carves in. You can see part of the carapace splits. There is ichor that out and onto you. It stings a little bit. It's acidic in nature, not enough to deal mechanical damage, but it's hurt. Cool. Anything else?
That is it for me.
Alrighty, Gibbs. You are on the ground. This creature is attacking you. You bristle, but it's still here. What do you want to do?
Move action, stand up.
Okay.
Can you stand up my mini? Swift action, change weapons.
Okay.
I pull out red plasma line rifle.
Okay.
It's a move action to change your weapons. Unless it's a swift
What if you
action
just
if you have
drop it?
quick draw.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Can I drop stuff?
Yeah, you
And
can
then-
just drop your shimmer stuff.
That's
Okay.
a really good move. I do it all the time.
Cool. We'll keep my little foot on it. And then
Pirate.
I want to fire in a line to hit the 2 in a diagonal.
Okay,
You gonna
I
fire
love
your
that
feet?
idea.
What?
Go ahead,
You
make
gonna
an
fire your feet?
make an attack
No.
roll.
I didn't think that'd be so
Okay.
cool.
Hold on. I don't use guns very often.
This
I'm
is
working
great.
on it.
I love this idea.
Fuck! Nat 1.
Ooh.
Boo.
So you know who else is in a straight line with
Shoot
those bugs?
yourself.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That's good.
No.
Ow! Hold on. I got my stats right here.
No, it's gotta be me.
1d10.
It's just in the words of NSYNC.
Nice.
It's
2.
gonna be me.
We're back. I don't know which boy group that was.
2 damage.
2 damage. Shade just Gibbs shoots you right in the shoulder.
'Cause I don't add
It
anything to
barely
it.
We're
hurts.
level
But-
9, and the fact that we're doing 3 and 2 damage just like hurts my soul.
That's pretty
hurts
rough,
so much.
yeah. So,
I never use
I
anything
don't know
else,
what you guys
Gibbs?
are talking about. I did 27 damage.
I'm a yell. Oops, sorry.
Okay. That will provoke 2 attacks of opportunity from that creature.
And from
the 2 creatures that are in contact with you.
Oh,
Wow. Gibbs is a 15 hit KC.
No!
Then the other one won't either.
Yay!
Oh, rare.
You know
the
what?
only
You
reason
know
I'm
what? You know
winning.
what? These are
You only have 40 pounds of dice, Joe.
no, I'm taking new ones.
You should probably just.
So
eat it.
that is Gibbs' turn. That brings us to the top of the round, I believe.
Joy in your face.
And to Echo.
Join the club. No, it's the hole at the top.
Echo,
Alright.
what would you like to do?
It was great. Just the
Echo, what would you like to do?
Echo wants to shoot.
Yeah, make your attack roll. You are
getting up?
on the ground.
You getting up?
Yeah, Echo's getting up.
Okay, so you stand up.
And
Bubbles is on
Echo-
one side, this creature on the other.
Oh,
Echo
my
uses
flat-footed ring goes away.
a computer's check to kind of cause the comms
That's your
unit to
flat-footed
make
ring.
some noise
Yeah,
from
make
one
a
arm.
computer's check.
I only do one.
It's-
Okay.
Okay.
I think there's a flat-footed.
I couldn't find it quickly enough.
I roll natural 20s.
Yeah.
The things that I don't always want to roll natural
Hey,
20s
but
on.
you know what? That's a success for the computer's check.
the way
So
the
roll your
dice
attack
roll
roll. You just need a
sometimes.
natural 20 for this too. What was that?
A million.
Was it a natural 1?
Oh, wow,
Phenomenal.
that's 2.
It's gonna be me.
Roll damage.
Oh no!
When I open the door, it's not
In a slick move, as an operative, Echo, you swing your legs around
Surely
using the
I won't
momentum
do
to
the
carry you to your feet. And in the same motion, you're able to pull the gun around your back using movements that only an android could make to do so, basically double jointing your elbow. And then you fire, and in double jointing it, you forget to mirror your aim.
So many dice.
And
Stop
you
that.
fire directly
Stop
at
it.
Shade.
Stop
That
doing
was
There's too many dice.
Oh, wait.
Day
I
8.
think I get an extra D8 because
No, you don't. No.
Remember that time?
Because
that
we
your
were all worried about
operative
Shade killing us, and
took
we're gonna
out
like be like, well,
Yeah.
too bad, kill you.
What did you say, Joe?
No.
What did you say?
Oh
That's just
no.
No.
you get an extra
That's
D8
like
because I level up.
8d8.
How could you do
That's
this
so
to
much
me?
damage. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
I love that guy.
No,
So good.
why you do this to me?
It's gonna be the biggest hit of the combat. Will be
Do I
PvP.
Echo on
It's
them.
because I
I'm
crit
not mad,
fail.
I'm
Do I
just
crit with
disappointed.
my
No,
weapon?
no.
Okay, just want to make sure that I don't also apply my crit effect.
That would be rude.
Bleed.
And also, you're burning
Wanted
now.
so that's 9 plus 4 is 13, 16,
That's it,
20.
right? That's it, right?
24,
You're done? Is that-
23,
Nope, that-
Are you
27,
bleeding?
You're done? No.
32 points of cold and piercing damage.
And right after Gibbs shoots you, you turn and look, and you're like, "What the?" And then Echo shoots you, like for real, not for fun. This is very much a like bordering on critical hit. Like you have warning lights coming up
Is
on your
this
heads-up
mutiny?
display. Yeah, it's
Is this
this is a dark time. Anything else, Echo, or have you done enough?
Done so much already.
Guys, we're killing it.
That is
wow,
your
literally.
turn. After almost killing your captain, Bubbles, what would you like to do?
Bubbles
You watch
like-
as Echo almost murders Shade.
Yeah, Bub's like,
like
holds
that
the
scene
door,
in The
sees these
Godfather.
monsters go past him, and then he turns around and sees both Gibbs and Echo take shots at Shades.
Oh, I guess we're doing it now.
Wait, that'd be kind of funny.
Bub's just like kind of like just shakes his head, like, focus. So she goes and shares a space with Gibbs because I can do that.
Yes, you can.
So I'm just gonna put myself to the side as a reminder of that.
Okay.
And Bubs is going to just give like a nice Kia karate slam with his hammer. He's like spinning it in the air and then right down on the head.
Yeah, make an
I
attack.
kind of
roll.
want you to get a natural one so you like slip out.
Yeah, and the hammer just flings itself
There's
at
a,
you.
there's a YouTube video where somebody's like a soccer goalie and they get hit in the face and they get back
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
It's-
it's-
that's what I'm seeing right now.
14, that's 20. It's a standard attack because I moved. 28 plus.
Yeah, 28 hits.
hits.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have
my
one.
damage.
You have
Sorry.
one good move.
And which one are you attacking? You're attacking the one on
The
Gibbs?
one in front of Gibbs.
Okay.
Good. It's all fine.
Well, he's supposed to be 12.
I
Support.
still got plenty of kind of.
Okay, that's
Just patch it
5
up
and a
real quick, it'll be
12.
fine.
That's 17 plus 17 is
34.
34. Yes.
34.
To shade, right?
Yeah.
You hit the least
for you
injured
next.
creature, the one that is above Gibbs. It just took 6 points of damage from the fire, and you slam into it, and you immediately make it the worst hurt creature. In fact,
Yeah.
it's looking pretty rough.
Yeah.
You smash into this, and it hisses and crunches into the metal and rebounds, barely keeping itself up on its feet. Anything else, Bubbles?
That's it. Yeah.
Alrighty. That is your turn, Bubbles. That brings us to the Swarm. So,
I'm no longer so tasty because I'm standing.
You're also sharing a space with Bubs.
Yeah, who's smelly, right?
Like,
not-
where are they going?
it's just moving around.
Oh, just moving around, like base perimeter of me.
It basically saw you get shot and was like, oh, good idea, and moved to the other side. It's really just, it's more for flavor than
Oh,
anything
let me
else.
get behind the wall.
Yeah. So they shift, mostly staying where they are. Bubbles, you attack this creature. It barely even registers, but you do see this icy blue eye flick up and look at you for just a second. And so it's not that it's not aware of you, but it makes a choice to attack Gibbs.
Oh.
Gibbs, that is only 14 to hit.
Why does?
Wow, I love how low these bitches are rolling.
Dodge.
For once, Gibbs is
Gibbs,
experiencing the whole like.
The second
palm
strike is
forehead.
going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And so that is going to be 17 points of slashing damage.
Okay, Gibbs starts bleeding.
Bubbles. You watch as the one next to Echo also briefly glances at you and then attacks Echo. Echo, the first one is going to be a 32 to hit.
Yes.
The second one, it's cocked, is going to be only a 17 to hit.
No.
Okay. So the one that does hit is going to be a total of 12 points of slashing damage.
12.
Yep. And then Shade, the one that is attacking you. The first one is going to be a 19 to hit, KSC.
Mies.
And then the other one's definitely going to miss if that miss. So that one, unable to hit you as it circles around, you are able to parry it again and again. But that is all that they can do, and that brings us to Spise.
Oh. Spise. Very much amused
Shade
by
room.
everybody hitting Shade. There was a part of Olive that was like, Spice holds her action but aims at Shade. But realizing that Bubbles didn't attack Shade, and she's like, oh, wait a second, that's not what we're doing? Okay, I'm gonna read the situation.
It was an option, though.
Yeah, Olive seriously considered it. Spice did too. But she's going to take her sniper out and aim it at the one that's the most hurt.
Okay.
Activate its guided property and shoot.
Okay, so Shade, you're shot by your teammates twice, and then as you turn to block the last shot from this creature, you look down. There's a little heart right on your chest, but then it just traces by.
Yeah, you and like Spice is just like.
And then it comes back again.
There's like one moment where we look up and just make eye contact, and you're just like, nope, just kidding.
Yeah.
You're not looking at me, look at you.
It's that like the video.
Wow, probably not gonna hit because I rolled so low. It's gonna be a 14 to
14
hit.
is a miss, unfortunately. With the sniper, as you are still running and kind of catching your pace,
Yeah.
you turn and fire and you miss. This shot goes into the room beyond, kind of stretches and shoots into the bed that is just on the other side. Anything else, Spice?
No, that's literally everything I can do.
Alrighty. You sit there with your sniper rifle. Shade. After taking multiple hits from your team and maybe even one from an enemy, what do you want to do?
Ow. So I'm gonna move action, activate, fend off, and attack this guy. Full action. Sorry. I thought it through, and then I realized that I don't think I actually thought it through all the way. I have to reread the.
Expert maneuver.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I am gonna use my move action to do fend off, but then I'm gonna attack with my
Okay.
my gun and distracting hack it again.
Okay. So first,
Distracting hack.
Yeah, make your
then
computer's
attack.
check.
Yeah. Ooh, that actually might have a chance at passing it. 22.
22. That's 15 plus 1.5 CR.
No, it's against its deception.
Oh.
Or it's whatchamacallit.
Yeah, sense motive.
Yeah.
That's low. That's
It's like
a 12.
it's bluff.
Yeah.
Okay,
a
so it's
success.
flat-footed. The attack's gonna be like a 30 or something, 29.
29 hits.
And I'm gonna slash this guy again for another same amount of damage. 27, I think it was. Let me
Nice.
just double check the
18.
bonus. 28. Sorry,
28 points of damage.
28 points of slashing damage.
This creature is looking rough. In significantly worse than any of the other ones now. They're all kind of racing at this point.
Cool.
Anything else?
That is it for me.
Alrighty, Shade. You strike
Hey.
this creature with the blade.
I don't say anything, but I look over at Echo and Gibbs, and I'm not mad. I'm just a little disappointed.
That's fair. That's a free action. That is your turn, Shade. That brings us to Gibbs. Gibbs, you sense disappointment coming from beyond. What would you like to do?
Shrug. And
Free
then
action as well.
I'm taking attacks opportunity because I shot a gun. Okay. Can I move action guarded step?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I move a square away?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
Maybe not.
And then can I shoot my gun? I like to imagine though, Gibbs does this by like switching spots with Bubs, where like she just runs around his legs and is like holding her gun between his legs, being like, "You're not my meat shield."
Using
Yeah,
using his legs
absolutely.
as like cover,
Yeah. And it's gonna shoot a gun.
as intended.
Killing it, guys! Fucking killing it! This is why I use guns. How about a 12?
That's a miss as well. Luckily, you don't shoot Shade this time, but it's still pretty close. Anything else, Gibbs?
Yeah.
It's just that I can't use it twice in a turn if I have 2 attacks.
Yeah. If you can only fire it once per turn.
Okay.
So you can't use it twice in a full action.
Anything
Okay.
else, Gibbs?
No, just making
Alrighty.
sure I'm not fucking the rules up.
That brings us to the top of the round and to Echo.
Echo's gonna try again.
Okay, go for it. The first part worked good.
It worked real well.
I believe in you.
It's so ominous when it happens again.
Ooh, okay. So that's a success. Go ahead and roll again. See if you get another natural one.
I'm gonna use a different die. Maybe that was the problem.
Please don't, because that might actually kill me.
Okay. That's a 24 to hit.
24 against.
Cold and piercing.
Cold and piercing, 24 hits.
Okay.
Cool. Now I get to use all of these against somebody else.
That's nice.
Wow.
Is it Bubs?
It's Bubbles.
It's Bubbles.
I can dig
It doesn't hit.
That's not actually probably true.
9. Good God, math. 18.
Pathfinder.
When numbers are a
27,
thing you
29,
do late at night. on a
33 points of cold
Thursday.
and piercing damage, plus, how does he look after the 33 points of cold and piercing?
Really rough.
Let's give him 9 points of bleed.
Echo, with that 9 points of bleed, as you dig into this creature and you fire point blank range up into its jaw, it pierces, the tongue falls out as it's cut off, and the eyes just go dark as this creature dies in front of you. Very nice. Anything else, Echo? Okay, you fire, and as the lights go out in its eyes, you hook your arm around it, almost keeping the head behind you, and just toss the corpse behind you, leaving a free space in front of you.
Echo's going back
Yeah, okay, and then you go back with the corpse.
into the there.
Yeah, the room that Gibbs now like
There we go.
hiding in.
You dig your way into there. You can see bunk beds, you can see lockers, everything that's right there. There's actually a little game of hollow chess that's still flickering on that table.
Oh, that's got power.
It does.
God damn it.
It's
So-
got a little battery, I'm sure.
The table, it doesn't matter. Anyways, that is your turn, Echo.
Yet.
Alrighty, Bubbles.
Seeing all these people run past and not hit Bubs, Bubs is like, "Come on, face me! Come on!" And Bubs is gonna just get his hammer and he's going to, or Dothko, he's going to just do a ground kind of sparking up shot to the
Okay.
face. And standard attack. That's a natural 20.
Oh my god, there's
Go ahead
so
and roll
many.
damage.
Exploded.
I know, really.
Exploded.
I believe in you.
That's an 8 and a 1. So 9, 18. 18 plus 17 is 35.
35, you crush this thing. It was already pretty hurt. As you bring the hammer over, it's the hammer, right? Hammer or Dothko?
Dothko. Hammer's in the door.
With the two tines, you swing this down and pierce through the torso and into the actual floor itself, and you wrench it up almost like a can opener, pulling the floor open, revealing substructure underneath, and this creature is just torn almost in half as it digs into the metal. Anything else, Bubbles?
Bubs feels like his strength and and that's it.
Alrighty, that is your turn, Bubbles. That brings us to the swarm. There is this last one. And seeing this, it is going to rush across Shade. It's going to zoom over here across Bubbles.
Attack of opportunity?
Yeah, for anybody who wants it. Cross over Gibbs.
Does a 23.
Is it leaving my range or no?
It is leaving range.
All right.
It also deals 1 point of slashing damage to Shade.
If I
to
kill
Bubbles,
it, is it
and to
gonna do
Gibbs.
that damage?
Yes,
That
because
is
it's crossed in your path.
But not to me.
It wouldn't deal it to Gibbs.
Okay, so let's see how much damage I do then. Ooh, that's 14 plus
It's an item.
26.
26. It is still up, and as you slash across it, one of the legs is almost lopped off, and it falls and is dragging itself as it gets over Bubbles. Bubbles, it drags itself past you, and Gibbs, it like climbs over you. The spikes go right on either side of you.
18?
And 18 is a miss. You snap onto it, but it just doesn't go through the carapace, and it crawls over you, and it goes towards, and much as it can, leaps towards Echo.
In like a defensive, like you're heading towards my mommy, or like a.
And I'm gonna strike you now.
Why
and
Echo,
that is what
though?
it does. Echo does a 31 hit.
Flight mode
Yep.
now.
Whoop, that is going to be. Whoop, I can't do it. That's going to be 11 points of
RTC.
piercing damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage as it right across. But that is all that it can do, and that brings us to Spise. Spise, this creature runs down the hallway. You can see it tear across Shade, across Bubbles, across Gibbs, and it's attacking Echo at the very, very end of the hall.
Yeah, 100%.
Spice is like, already has her sniper out. She's like, not Shade, not Bubbles, not Echo. Ding, 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 ding. Move action, activate, guided. You're gonna shoot with the sniper. Wow, probably miss again. I rolled literally the exact same thing. 5 plus 7.
Then that's gonna be a
is-
miss. Yeah, it would be so cool. You fire, and for a moment, it's cinematographic. You see like Shade as he's like turning and dispatching this creature, like almost cuts the leg off. The cloak swings out, and you shoot a hole through the cloak as Bubble swings over and like goes through. It goes underneath and does like a little hole in the armpit of the, or no, it can't be a hole because it's a spacesuit. But a little hole through like a little fabric
little
tab.
wrinkle.
Yeah, a little element goes through, like piercing part of Gibbs's trash and just knocking it off the
The
spacesuit,
miasma.
and it just widely misses everybody else.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
at least doesn't hit anything. That is your turn, Spice.
Yep.
Alrighty, Shade. This creature limps away and lunges towards Echo. What are you doing?
I'm going to Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I'm gonna go up and stab it.
Okay, you move action,
Distracting
go
hack
up,
again.
and a standard action
Yeah.
stab.
Distracting hack and then stab it.
Go for it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's another low roll. 23 to beat.
23.
Sense motive.
That is still with an 18.
Right.
Not gonna
It's
pass.
flat-footed.
Yeah.
And attack. 25.
25 hits.
And damage is 23 points of slashing damage.
Shade, tell us how it happens.
Nice.
It's like crawling to attack Echo and then just go up and like stab it
Okay.
down into the ground. Keep it from like slashing.
Echo, as you lunge into this room and turn, you see this creature limp, and then lunge. And as it does, Shade like closes the distance behind and just stabs it. And it gets within inches of you. And the scythe just on either side. And there is the as it scrapes down the metal, almost ripping the floor open like a can opener, and then dies. And all of you are out of initiative.
Bobby's like kind of exhausted, touching his back.
Why are you exhausted? You didn't take any hits. It avoided you. Do you know why?
No, I that was weird.
Every time something's avoided me in combat, it's because I've like appealed to its feelings, but I don't feel like you did that.
Make a sense motive check, Bubbles.
Love that. Can I assist?
How are you assisting?
I'm providing insight through my poignant questions.
Take a +1 condition.
It's a 10 plus
Does the name that we got ring
4,
any
14.
bells?
15.
Say again.
14.
A 14. Hard to tell.
I don't know, Gibbs. It seems like they were just going after the androids. I don't think it was just me.
I mean, I got a
Search
nibble taken
for
out of.
Anama
Oh, did you?
Hayase.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm hurting. Look
The
at this blood
researcher.
I've got
Is it-
going
what is
on.
it?
Search
Oh wow.
on the exo
Do you want like a wipe for that or something?
No,
For
I
what?
can't get it in my,
For
my
Anama
suit.
Yeah, go for it.
to see if
It's
there's
just
like
here
any
now
info.
forever.
Go for it.
Oh well.
I'm okay. I'll patch myself up. Hatu. I'm good.
Uh, Gibbs, I don't. Okay, yeah.
It works.
I mean, there's a couple social media profiles you can see. They work for Sigla Corporation, but everything's on private, and with that kind of check, without doing any real intensive work, I mean, a person,
So, team, how?
Alashunta, if
How?
that matters.
What's the plan here? We gonna keep going?
Yeah. this
Yeah,
ship
we
is
want to
meant
find
for-
the jar.
Now that we have the information about the Anubrix, can I inspect these creatures more to see, like, is it that
Make a
their
life sciences
chitinous
check.
skin is like processed into it or something?
Make a life sciences check. What are the rest of you doing? Sorry.
Echo is probably, after receiving the transmissions,
Yeah.
headed over towards the lockers.
Okay. There's 3 lockers.
I'm better at physical sciences.
They're labeled 1, 2, and 3.
22.
22. With the 22, as you look at this creature, you see no signs of a Nubrix.
Right.
Nothing that looks like a ghostly metal of any kind. The closest thing that you could see is maybe the talons. They're kind of stone-like in quality, but not like metal or ghostly.
But nothing that can be conceivably processed into it either.
With your background, no. Nothing that you can really think of.
Okay.
Bubs is gonna walk back over to Spise.
Okay.
Babe, do you want to try that, grinder thing? I'm out of ideas, but I don't know. Maybe you could help me or something.
Okay.
Okay, so the 2 of you make your way over to the grinder.
Sorry.
Echo tries every locker. Are they all open?
Whatever.
Echo's looking for a lunchbox.
There's a tuna sandwich and Gibbs is.
You open the first one, and within you see, with the Sigla Corporation colors, a immaculate suit, incredibly nice. And you recognize, as you kind of like brush it aside to look for this lunchbox, this is no normal suit. This is a gold Jacinto Corp suit, which is an Abadar Corp suit, level 9, which is armored corporate attire that is typically assigned to people who work in dangerous places for these corporations. And behind it, at first, you're like, oh, this is great. It's a lunchbox. But it's not. It's weird. You haven't really seen something like this. It is a dark metallic circle. and you can see it has a little handle on the side. But aside from that, it's very peculiar looking. It's almost like somebody made a sleek, dark cast iron pan and then just took the sides off of it. It's very, very odd.
Does it seem like there's a seam or any opening, or is it just like
So
a
it's just like an
box?
iron disc.
Kind of, yeah. But as you look for a seam or an opening, you take it by the handle and you set it down, and you recognize that you can look deep into this hole. And you've heard of these. These are null space chambers. This is probably a Mark II.
Ooh, is that magical?
It's a hybrid item.
Ooh, that's magic.
Echo keeps that.
Nice. Is there
No
anything
space
else of
lunchbox.
magic in
And
this room?
Echo, like, is Echo able to like reach, like, see what's inside?
Yeah, I mean, reaching down, it seems empty,
Okay.
but this is a Mark II
If you
null space
remove your
chamber.
hand, you die.
Nice.
You have to think
Gibbs,
of-
as you cast Detect Magic and you look at the lockers, you see a little bit of a glow around there. Let's see here. You see what looks like a little bit of a glow that is coming from something that you recognize now as a weapon fusion in the second locker.
Okay,
That's pretty much it, though.
can I open it up?
Yeah, as Echo is opening the first one, you open the second one. The first thing that you notice, I would say probably for you, Gibbs, is a lunchbox.
Oh, dope!
It smells bad.
Yeah!
But you pop open, it's a Sigley Silly Corporation lunchbox, and popping it open, there is a horrifically dried, shriveled tuna sandwich and
Put it in my jar.
a third of a microprocessor chip.
Nice.
This doesn't belong in a lunchbox.
Catch.
Also in there is a leather Sigley Silly Corporation jacket that has several mission patches attached to it.
Dope.
You can see there is in fact, a weapon fusion. You had seen one of these. It is shaped almost like a small token that you know can be put against a weapon and then pressed, and that will kind of infuse it in. This one, with no problem because you are a magic user, you know that this is a rebounding weapon fusion and would allow you to fire a weapon off walls and things like that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's kind
Off of teammates?
Probably into teammates, just like the current attack.
It bounces off of shade, hits a wall, and
So
bounces
there
back
is an
to
item
shade.
that is called a portable wall, and there are very cool uses for the portable wall in that fusion.
Could've used
Echo,
that
after the
today.
first one, are you opening the second one? Or sorry, are you opening the third as it
Yeah.
keeps opening? Okay. In the third,
Just loot the room now.
there is a pair of EJ coveralls, and EJ. I mean, you've seen just maybe it's not embalmed. What's the word with thread?
Oh, embroidered.
Embroidered. You've seen embroidered things before.
Embalmed.
It
It
looks
got
like
real bad
I
to
know.
real
I know. I'm
fine.
so sorry. I always do that. An embroidered. It just looks like an embroidered coverall of some kind. And there is something attached to it though that is a little bit less than standard. And as you go through it, you recognize that sewn into it, there is actual armor. And removing it would remove the coveralls, which is fine. They're just standard coveralls. But the armor itself, this is not really an armor. This is a shield projector. A defender. Level 9.
Ooh.
That's a
Or sorry, not a shield projector. As you look at this thing, it is a weapon. This is not an armor in the strictest sense. This is a weapon. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Sorry. Sewn into the coveralls, the shield projector itself. If you think about the portal thing that Shell has in Portal, it looks kind of like that. And Echo, this is something that occasionally could be rented out from your company. This is something that one courier would fire at another courier to encapsulate them in a shield. And there's a couple of reasons why you might do this in order to get people past some tougher situations. And in the pocket of those coveralls, there is this is like a big cargo pocket. It's about this size. It's a ring. It has memory foam on the inside and some kind of electric component on the outside. And on the outside, it reads "Relax You," all one word.
It's like a VR headset massage.
it's a neck massager.
It's a level 5 massager that during short rests you can use to recover hit points. It's
Wow.
a real item and it's dope as hell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Put it all in the box.
Do you want to trade? Do you want this rebounding thing?
And that's
I
most
would
of what you would
consider it.
find in this room. You see the holographic interface on the table flickers these little chess pieces, kind of randomly putting them out as it seems to lose power and then kind of restart every couple of seconds.
Can I?
For inventory purposes,
Yes.
what is that shield called?
It is a shield projector,
Shield
level
projector.
9. It's a weapon, technically, a short arm.
Heard. Thank you.
You shoot it at an ally and it gives him shields.
Thank you.
While all this is happening, can I go see what else is like? Is this another big bulkhead door like this, or is
No,
this
they're just two small doors. Yeah.
Okay. Can I go see what's going on there?
Yeah, so going over, very similar. You had seen these two kind of dead doors. There are mechanical kind of hatches on either side that you could use, similar to the ones that you've used previously, to mechanically wrench them up. But these seem to pass on, and you can see this above it has a sign that goes to engineering,
Okay.
and then cargo.
I would do the same leveraging, open it.
Sure, make a strength check. Yeah.
That's gonna be close. I think it's a beats a +2.
You have no
for the
idea.
leveraging.
Yeah, you're using a Redfall?
Meets a pizza. Well, assuming it's still a 20.
Yes.
Meets a pizza.
Yeah. So with the 20, you kind of wrench this thing open. And as you do, which one are you opening?
I should have asked this before, but are there any things that indicate one being better than the other? I'm
Nope.
gonna go with this one.
Okay. You open that up, and immediately you can pick it up if you want. It's just stuck there so it wouldn't fall when I brought it out.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go off on this.
The first thing that comes into your view as it opens up, that second black square, and actually all those black squares as you see them, those go from the floor to the ceiling. They are big consoles, and you've seen these in larger starships before. And this is where in ships like this, you keep many of the systems that you need to interact with physically. You can pry any of the wall panels away, and there will be things that you can interface with. So if like shields went out, there's one of these that you could pry off and work on the shields. This is engineering in a very physical sense. But you see leaning up against one of these things, kind of draped, very awkwardly bent at first. It looks almost like they've been bent backwards in half. The torso and legs of a humanoid of some kind. You see bone coming out of the sleeves and out of the pant legs, no head, and so hard to tell what it was, but there is a trail, a streak of black that just goes into the cargo bay beyond.
Like in here.
Yeah.
While this is happening, I want to be alone with Spise and ask her something.
Okay, where are you guys going to be?
I can go over here, like leave the grinder. So. Babe, is everything okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I mean,
What makes you think it's not?
I mean, I don't know. I just like Echo said I need to try to try to check in with people more. I guess I don't know. I really kind of didn't understand. I mean, I kind of did, but it just. Why are you so I don't know, laissez-faire, so chill about all this? I mean, don't you think this is weird that your name is on this ship and I feel like every time something has to do with your parents, you don't want to bring it up. I've asked you to contact your mom before, but you just don't want to.
Space, make a flat intelligence check.
I have so many things to say about all of that, and I got a 6, probably -1. 5. That's actually not true.
You remember-
But it's actually +1, so it's a 7.
Hey.
That
Oh wait, no, +0. 6. Sorry.
You remember nothing.
Every little bit counts.
Yeah.
7 was the DC. It's weird that that's 7.
Yeah.
I have tried to contact my mom, and if you remember correctly, I have to go through Debussy, her fucking secretary, and that guy doesn't ever get back to me. He always gives me some runaround about
Babe,
where she
you
is.
told me about that, but you said you would try again. You know how secretaries can be. Come on, babe. We were on the crossroads, and you said you would do it, but you never did it. And sometimes I feel like you
I'm
try
sorry, we were busy.
Well, you're always making excuses.
It was. Am I? Because I feel like I'm not.
What? I would kill for a family.
You have one right in fucking front of
It's
you.
different. You're blood related.
Secondly, I forget what the other part of your question was.
I'm adopted, so fuck you.
That wasn't what. There was 2 parts to your question. I forget the first one. It was a family, and then. Oh, the ship. Oh, the fact that this ship is named after me is a fucking godsend. Somebody in this universe, other than you, realizes that I'm a fucking queen, and they named this ship after me. And whoever did it, fucking rocks.
Babe, anyone with eyes could see you're a queen, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
that's not the point, though. What I'm trying to say is, you always do this tough guy routine of, oh, I'm just not gonna talk about it, or this isn't important, but like, this is something.
I feel like literally everybody else in our party does that except for me. Everybody else is the tough guy, and I'm not. I am an open fucking book.
Babe, babe,
What do you want to know?
you're,
It's all on the table.
you say that. Oh, fine, you know what? Okay. But you know what? We find something here. I'll be there for you, and I'll hold your hand and all whatever, but I feel like you don't even want to find out what's here.
Are we not in this ship? I'm exploring it with you. Aren't we here to get this fucking lamp out of the grinder? I don't understand what you're trying to grab from me. You're pinning something on me that I don't have. Like, I'm not trying to hide something from you.
You're trying to hide something from yourself.
That, you decided that. You decided that for me. I didn't decide that. And Spice is going to reach for the gear.
I'll give her a hand.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make your strength check. And you're trying to open which door now?
They're trying to open the
Take the
lamp.
Take the lamp out. Cool.
by
Yeah, make a
opening
strength
the
check.
gears like teeth.
Take a, and so you're
whatever.
both doing it together?
Yeah, on both sides.
Okay. Take a +2 conditional modifier to this.
Wow,
Hey.
17. and a
natural
strength.
fucking 1.
17.
Y'all need to stop rolling big dice.
I think it
Plus
makes sense.
21.
Spice snaps
21.
on Bub's arm. Gets him caught
Lamp.
in it.
All of a sudden, jump, 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 jump.
With a 21, you tug and you tug and you tug, and it comes free. There's a scrape of metal, and Spice, at that moment, you try to grab this out of Bubbles' hand, almost just trying to make sure that it stays safe, and you knock it out, and it goes up and up and up, and you see in the slow motion moment as it goes end over end over end, and then wedges itself in between 2 teeth of this grinder.
Again, so it just is back where it started.
21 was
But
high
not
enough to get it
snap.
free,
Yeah.
and a natural 1 was high enough or low enough to get it rewedged.
Be low enough.
Yeah.
Shall we give it another go?
Yeah.
Can we do it? Try it again?
You don't need to roll anymore. At this point, you've taken 10 to do this. You rip this free.
It's important, Joe.
Sure.
Tell us more.
You have in your hands an Anubrix lamp.
Is it like tall, long lamp, or is
It's
it
about 2 feet long. So
table side lamp?
make a looking at this, what are you trying to determine about this lamp?
Who are you asking? Is Gibbs there?
No, I'm
it's-
not
it's-
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
with you.
Ariana wants to know what's the lamp look like.
Spice and Bubbles.
Yeah. Is it a magical lamp? Are there fusions? What kind of weapon is
Make
it?
an
comes
Arcana
out.
check. Or
Is
sorry,
it?
make a mysticism check then.
Oh, I don't actually care about if it's magic or not.
Okay.
Well,
then,
I told you guys that it's Anubrix,
Yeah.
which is the material.
But is Anubix?
Anubrix.
Anubrix connected
Also
to
known
Anubix? Can I do like a culture check?
Sure.
I thought it was the same. It's the same thing. It's
Probably used. Yeah, but it's
No, but is it
Anubis.
if it's named
Anubis
Anubrix,
Dynamics,
it's
that's
probably based
that's
on
what you
like.
Wow, that was not good. Oh, but
Anubis
it's culture,
shuttles
so I
up.
get an extra d6. You have a d6 handy. Never mind, I have one. Better. Culture. Oh my god. 15 plus 6. 21.
Okay. 21's pretty good.
On a
You
natural
look-
3.
You look at Anubrix.
Wait,
and
is that even possible?
Anubrix is Inubrix. Anubis is Anubis. One ends in X, one ends in S. One starts with A, one ends in I. They
just rhyme.
kind of rhyme.
Okay.
They're probably not related.
How much
and
damage does it do?
it's a lamp, and so if you are proficient in lamp, probably 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
Are there improvised weapon rolls in Starfinder?
There are.
Okay.
Now, what I would also say is you get the sense that this is not a weapon.
Okay.
It's a lamp. And it's weird that it's here. And I would say with that check, you also recognize that there is an imports crate right near you. And so likely this was imported here. Why somebody would import a very fancy lamp? Shay, did you shared all that information?
Yeah.
You realize that they found a seam of anubrix here.
Yeah.
And this is a very rare metal. And so you look at this lamp and you realize there are some places that are kind of like, you see little bits of Sharpie making squares. Some of the squares are a little cleaner than others. And you recognize this was probably ordered so that they could test properties against a known piece of anubrix. Because they found some here and they need to make sure that it's real. This was imported and they're trying to break it down. You see a couple places where they've tested several other things.
Oh, so that's
This
why
was
they
kind of-
jammed it.
It's like a
They
test
didn't try to
sample.
jam it. They were trying to break it down further and they have not found a way to do so yet.
This is the control.
This was the control and they jammed it into the universal.
But guys, now we have
grid.
a dope ass lamp we can put in our
You
ship.
do have a very nice lamp.
Is it
Craft it
still
into
nice?
something.
Yeah,
So,
the grinder didn't touch it.
Unaffected.
Oh, cool.
so Bub's yeah, babe, I wanted to come back here to grab the lamp. You know, this whole planet, like after the notes that Shade sent us, you know, it has that Anubix on it. So I mean, this is the only Anubix that we know of. I mean, I've never even heard of it before today. So like, you know, maybe we should just hold on to it so we can, you know, have like a point of reference.
You know who I bet would love this?
Babe, what?
The director.
Oh,
Yes!
I mean, yeah, I mean, if
Interior director.
Yeah.
yeah,
The director always seems like they're obsessed with cool materials, and I bet the director's gonna eat this shit up.
yeah, babe. I mean, I'm sure we can talk about our decorating after the mission. And I think it would.
Damn, you're sounding like Shade. What
No,
the fuck
babe,
happened
babe,
to you?
I think it would look really nice on our end table, but like that's like a different conversation. Like I want to like figure what this is. Like, why do you always want to avoid things?
Literally not.
Okay, fine. Let's just go back to the others.
Everyone, please
You
meet
make
at
your
the
way back.
engineering
And I'm gonna
bay.
grab the case as I go, and I'll put it in the case and I'll carry it.
Wait, can we loot that fucking crate before we leave? Oh wait, no, it's
The
an empty
crate's
crate.
just
Never.
the-
Fucking all
Does
these.
that lamp
Y'all
fit
get
in-
the cool loot
That
in the
lamp
room
does fit in the
shit.
crate.
You got a
gonna-
lamp. You
I'm
guys
gonna
got all the lockers.
Bring it over to the group, and I'll say.
I got shot.
Several times.
Hey guys, me and Spise were able to get the lamp out.
Oh, that's so cool! Look how cool that lamp is! Ah, it's so cool!
Yeah.
Does it fit in my Starfinder backpack?
Yeah.
Nice.
What? I also have a Starfinder
Oh, sorry,
backpack.
I didn't know. Sorry.
Also,
Echo?
Echo.
Does it fit in your pocket dimension?
Probably.
Are you wearing the thing?
What's the thing?
Yeah. So as long as you're taking a short rest, and so this is called a relax U. Relax the letter U at the very end. It's a level 5 item, and you'd have to look up to see what the hit point recovery is, but it does let you recover hit points.
1d4.
There you go.
Whoa.
And so as you turn it on,
It
there's
recovers
this.
my stamina points.
Yeah, there is this vague.
What does SP
that
do?
kind of vibrates through. It's awesome. It's like such a cool level 5 item. There are so many great items in Starfinder.
Bub's
Good work, Paizo.
he's not gonna let Gibbs take the lamp. He has,
Sorry, I didn't know somebody else had a Starfinder backpack.
Yeah, Spice does.
Bubs is gonna not let Gibbs take the lamp. Yeah, he's gonna open it up and show everyone. I think Shade is up here at least. Or did you move that?
Well, Shade was up there, but then everyone started
Okay,
doing
so
stuff.
you're-
So
Well,
Shade's
Echo would have followed Shade while putting the relax.
Oh,
you
then
on.
Shade wanted to go and see what the body was doing because we need to find Kilcuddy because he's got.
Yeah.
the
What's
other
up with the
piece.
lamp? What are you finishing with the lamp?
Bubs will like try to just show everyone. He's like, yeah, guys, this is the same material that they found on this planet, and I don't know. Maybe we should just hold on to it. Maybe it does something, or it can open a door or something. I don't know. Something about this seems off.
Spice. Something catches your eye. These lockers are all open and nobody took it out, but there is a leather jacket in the middle.
I have it in my
Oh,
inventory.
you took it in
Sorry.
your inventory. No worries. Never mind.
Yo, I'll trade you lamp for. No, just kidding. I see a leather jacket. I'll trade you lamp for a leather
You
jacket.
can have this leather jacket. It's got some patches and shit on it.
Okay.
So looking at this leather jacket, it is a Sigla Sealy corporate jacket. It's leather, but it has a number of mission patches on it. The most recent one is dated 2250 this year.
Oh shit.
And it reads Rogue Planet. And it features a planet with a skull and crossbones on it.
Oh shit.
Probably where you are currently.
Yep.
The patch prior to that is from 2249, and that is from a place called Ilandre, and you are very familiar with that place.
Yep.
Ilandre is a moon of Castorval, and this patch is shaped like a Lashunta cruiser being built.
Yep. I know where this is going.
There are other ones, but that really stands out to you. Make one last intelligence check.
Can it be a culture
Take a +6
test?
conditional modifier. If you would like, you could make a cultures check on the patches. That's different. There's an Elandria
I already
one.
know what these patches are. I'll do an intelligence check.
Okay.
Or at least Olive thinks she knows what they are.
Nice.
15. Nope, 14.
With the 14, you see the Stravok Gleamer from 2247. It's in the shape of a supernova. You see a patch that reads Infernal Reach 2246. It's outlined in green. It's in the shape of a devil horn and a red planet with a GPF flag under it, and that one definitely stands out. But with a 14, the Elandre patch with the Lashunta cruiser being built, you could swear that you've seen that somewhere before.
Yes, I have. Okay.
But you don't remember where.
Okay.
Shade and Echo, the two of you, one with a vibrating neck
split it up.
massager on, make your way into the engineering bay. As you get closer to the body, Shade, you do see a little bit of light coming from the wall, and in the panel that their arm is in, and their back was broken inwards, so like their torso is up and their legs. Yeah, they're a 90-degree angle in the wrong direction. But their arm is still jammed up against the wall because their hand is still holding 1/3 of a chip.
So this was probably Kilcuddy?
That's a reasonable assumption.
Didn't
Is there
Kilcuddy
like
have,
a tag or anything?
Arm bristles?
arm bristles? Does this guy have arm
Is
bristles?
this, yeah.
He's wearing a jumpsuit, so it's hard to see, but
I would try to confirm that this was Kilcuddy.
Okay.
Like, check for if there's like a name tag or any identification on the body. And then I'm going to take the microchip piece
yeah,
too.
no worries. You step in, and as you do, you look to your right, and you see the cargo bay. There is a tremendous number of crates, many of which are open, but much more pressing. You see at least 5 of these creatures that you had previously fought, 3 of them up on that gangplank. You can see 2 who are around this area of gathered biomass, this bloody kind of mound. And within the mound, which is bubbling, you see these little faces just poke their way out as some other much smaller creatures seem to exist. But because it is 9:52, this is where we're going to end for the
Found
evening.
it. We still don't have a jar, though.
And
Bye.
we will
We have a crate.
We're obsessed with this jar.
thank you for joining us for this session of Mosaic Team 5, where we got so close to learning things, but didn't quite. We'll be back next week, but if you can't wait that long, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be back with some D&D. We have defeated hags, we have leveled up, and we are heading north into Darkbriar. But please, if you can't wait that long, or please, stay safe. It's crazy out there.
Can't wait that long. Do the thing that we already said.
Yeah. We'll see you later.
See you, Space Cowboy. Boyfriend.